Dump it. Charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop and blood on it, especially up to his ankles. Trump charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop. Goblin vomit and slop. I'm not expecting him to not get dirty slop. Seeing goblins, ingratiating goblins, succubus with goblins, in bed with a goblin. Seeing goblins, ingratiating goblins. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a bed. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, succubus with goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. Dump it. Charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop and blood on it, especially up to his ankles. Trump charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop. Goblin vomit and slop. I'm not expecting him to not get dirty slop. Seeing goblins, ingratiating goblins, succubus with goblins, in bed with a goblin. Seeing goblins, ingratiating goblins. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a goblin, in bed with a bed. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin, bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, succubus with goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. Dump it. Charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit, slop and blood on it, especially up to his ankles.
We're gonna be charging into a goblin's nest.
Some goblin vomit and slop. Goblin vomit and slop. I'm not expecting him to not get dirty slop.
Is the recording die? I hope not. As might join in later. Okay. Time to shut up Alex for a bit and actually play the game. Alright, everything seems to be working for the most part. Quick sound test. Yeah, all seems good. Whenever the music kicks in, we'll see how I sound in perspective. Alright, be on in like 15 minutes from now. I had to get some eggs. Oh man! You're getting eggs? And this time? The game's a little loud. Bring that down to about half. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, you're getting eggs in this economy, god Bless you. Alright, I'm kind of happy with that. So, way that we're going to be doing this, let me see, difficulty suitable for players who like realistic challenge. Defeat you faster, combat attacks that kill you with one hit. Their projectiles are inflict significant damage. Yeah, we'll do that. And also, to try and keep things intense, because I'm trying to figure out a way to do stealth games in an interesting way. I'm going to have them be... Get Twitch chat up. There we go. I'm going to try and do this with no quick saves.
The atrium of
The
Akanash.
story in this game is
A
fantastic,
world
by the
shut
way.
inside another.
So I'm going to shut up.
This is
on
what
scenes for
humans
anyone who
do when
hasn't
they don't understand a thing.
played.
They build walls around it. They put locks on the doors, and they put soldiers in front of those doors. The bigger the secret, the bigger the lock. And the craziest are those who want to pick it. May my ancestors forgive me. I'm one of those, to my misfortune.
Now I'm wondering, is this like his design from
noise.
Orcs and Men?
These voices. I can't stand it. Amber.
See, right?
That damn golden mud oozing from the heart of the world tree. A magma of sticky dreams. All the thoughts of those who wanted to taste the forbidden sap. Humans. Elves. All their private little chatter is mixed up in this disgusting soup. A flood of ideas constantly flowing into my head.
Like this, like,
For all these years.
jugs I used to,
It took so long for me to find this place. With each step, I heard my voice a little less, and all the others a little more. I'm so tired. It's time to finish it. While I can still recognize my own thoughts. The heart of the tree. It's why I'm here. That, at least, I'm sure is my own desire. Take possession of this source of
That's not
infinite
my
power,
system, but
but
the game's
also
just like that.
misfortune.
but
It's
only
time to
around
move
there.
to the first phase of the plan.
Drop your weapon.
And it starts now.
All right, beast. Wake up. Answer when Lord Barnaman speaks to you.
Who are you? Speak.
My name.
Your beard is very
is Styx.
polygonal.
There's a surprise. The elves give names to their monsters.
Where do you come from? I've never
Well,
seen anything
he's
that
very
looks like
low
you.
def.
I am one of a kind.
It's the elves who created it, Father. That's obvious. They pulled this runt out of their sticky larvae, and they sent it here to spy on us.
Speak. Is it the elves who sent you? Why are you here?
Elves. If you only knew. They don't need spies to find out what's going on in this accursed tower.
Styx is one of my
you're
favorite
working
video
for
game
them.
protags.
What did you come here for?
I came for the heart of the tree, of course.
I knew it. Those degenerates want to retake the tree and keep their precious amber for themselves. Father, we must bring them to heel while we still have time.
Enough, Aaron. I secured this alliance with the elves, and I intend to respect it. For the moment, we need the elves. You know it very well.
Rubbish.
Oh yes, you do need the elves. How many of you poor little humans died the last time you tried to extract amber by yourselves, huh? How many? Hundreds? Oh yes, you do need the elves. But they don't need you. How long do you think you can lock them up in their own world? The amber is theirs. The tree is theirs. The heart of the tree is theirs. And I intend to get my hands on it and take it away from here.
They're dying to get their tree back, eh? But they won't do a thing. We have an agreement.
An agreement? We don't sign agreements with people who have amber in their veins. You're out of your depth, Mr. Governor.
Oh, you've got some nerve. I'm sure you've never even seen the heart of the tree.
Oh, but I have seen it.
Yeah, here we
Since
go.
I've
Now
been
we're at
holed up
60
in the bowels
FPS.
of the atrium, I can see it night and day, even in my dreams. And every day I say to myself, "Hey, Rakash, the heart of the tree is over there, almost within reach. And by your life, you're gonna find some way to steal it, because you're not leaving the tower without it." The heart of the tree, yeah. Oh, this head.
Please, by all means, like, play this game yourself if you haven't.
Was I? Shit,
So you'd experience its great story.
yeah. The heart of the tree.
Man, it is dark, it's
What
hard
did
to
I do with
see.
my dagger? I feel naked without my dagger. I gotta find it quick. I should be able to climb up there.
I can't, it's hard to see these little rivets on the wall. That's the disadvantage of playing with sunglasses. I like, sorry, it's a little, make it a little easier to see. So I think the key with climbing on those is like to have faith that
Did you see the dagger
that Styx is going to lead you to the right
Wonder
jump.
where it comes from. It's not from here.
Yeah, well, don't get excited. We'll play for it with dice tonight. In the meantime, keep your hands off.
Okay. I'll wait till tonight.
Something they doing.
They must be talking about my dagger. Can't
Yeah,
be
we're
far away.
completely relying on autosaves here. It's nice is that, yeah, I can turn on a dime. Yeah, there's no, like, swing round, or at least not one that's noticeable. It's been, like, a year and a half since I last played this game,
I should
and
drink
not
this
fully.
flask. It would perk me up a little. Well, more climbing, I guess.
Yeah, you need to just, like, vaguely point in the direction, and then have faith, don't, like, move sticks around.
I'll stay out of sight until I find my dagger.
Alright. This game does have like a light and dark system, but it's nowhere near as interactable as, say, Thief, for example.
Always keep to the shadows and walk where it doesn't make too much noise. Avoid running and farting.
There's a switch. Yeah. Maybe can I turn the brightness up a little bit? Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
World tree. It seems so close, but it's a mirage. It's so big that it seems to be close, but I still got a long way to go. So, from what I heard, the only access to the heart is a bridge which that two-faced
Can I get rid of
governor
the tea bag?
Baron has had closed off with a tamper-proof lock, and he keeps the only key in his apartments. And as if that wasn't bad enough, the whole area is crawling with elves. I'm gonna have to go down into the prisons and free my friend. He knows how to deal with an elf. So, if I'm gonna survive in this tower, I'm gonna need somewhere safe to get organized, as well as a map of the atrium. Well, I'll get nothing done standing around here. I'll get my dagger, and then it's off to work.
Alright, oh, excuse me. By the way, I'll see how Alt-tabbing works in this game. How do I look here? Will this game freak out? Oh, a little bit. But no, we seem to be alright. But I want to show this off. Yeah. Background here. I was in a fashion show lately. Just something like a fun thing run by like a couple of VTubers, and I'll show what I submitted here. But the results that I got were I'm giving butch lesbian is what they said, but they said that I was also like among the most fashionable out of all the listings, and like I one of them said that I'm the most above gender person in the whole competition, where like I could do kind of any kind of style of fashion I wanted to do. Like if I wanted to look very masculine, I could. If I wanted to look a bit more like feminine or butch lesbian, as they said, I could. If I wanted to look sophisticated, I could. So I was, in their words, the most fashionable person in that competition, so I'm quite pleased with that. But oh yeah, I made that sign because I thought you needed to cover your face and send it in anonymously. Yeah, I thought you needed to cover up your face and send the pictures in anonymously, but are you heading this way?
A monster! That one's mine.
Forward!
A little exercise.
Oh, they got me. Okay, actually view the sign. Yeah, I thought I needed to cover up my face and send the submission in anonymously, because I think if you could see my face, I wouldn't have looked as much as a, quote, butch lesbian. But it was a lot of fun. Very funny, the pair of them. Go on, turn around. Turn around, you dick. Move! There we are. Saw nothing. There we are.
There's my dagger.
Now, for like,
was afraid
if it's the
Let's see.
first time you're playing
Got
Styx,
match in
I
the
would
air.
recommend
I'll need more than that to get what I want.
not ghosting and just killing whoever's in your way for like a first playthrough. If there's a way up there, wait, let me see. And I can't see it too well. No.
Hey, someone there? Understood. Well, it wasn't anything afterwards. Okay.
There we are. Have faith and just let Styx do the work in those situations. Whoa, couldn't see that gap. Good thing I was running though.
Assassin's rule number 1. Always strike from behind. Especially when the fucker is twice your size. And remember to land on the carpet to make less noise.
I love this. I didn't use it though.
Leave this
The
stiff
dagger.
lying around. That would be messy. Where can I hide it?
There we go. There we go. Now I'm getting back in the swing of things. Just get in the habit of turning off any torch you see. Nice.
No choice. I have to fight it.
This one's for me.
Gotta find the best moment to counter it.
Damn it. That isn't really viable. Oh look, and you just witnessed like the main reason why so many reviewers gave this game a bad score, because like the combat's bad. Yeah, it's almost like it's a fucking stealth game or something. I said, German would be here in about
All right. Let's
15
keep
minutes
going.
or so. He's getting eggs. Poor bastard. Hey!
Sand, a little spit. That could put that torch out from here.
This is this game's water arrows. Oops. Always stuck up on it. Although in this hardest difficulty, I'm pretty sure they can see quite far. Best view. Oh. Can I go ahead? Mods. Ban his ass. I wasn't even paying attention. Where is this going? Oh, right here. And I need to get behind here. So I think it's out and to the right. Yeah. Also, use the roll in this game. It is broken as shit.
Shit, more guards. If I stay hidden behind this barrel, it should be fine.
Oh, Jesus. By the way, this game setting, it's very, like, grimdark. The whole of Orcs and Men games are. And the whole franchise. This is a very miserable world. Peak dark fantasy.
Let's take a close
Damn it.
Monster!
Oh,
That
shit.
one's mine!
This one's for me!
Fake.
Out of there, you little fuck!
Oh, it's just straight up a one-shot. Yeah. Yeah, that health bar might as well not really matter. Because sometimes the enemy can just straight up one-shot you. I'm in the streaming. VC, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, I need to hit the button. Push the button, let me know. There we are. Got it. Got it. Where you headed? No.
Damn!
Bring your pikes, lads.
Fuck.
There's
Let's
monsters
go.
to be stuffed.
Well, a little exercise.
So I'd be moving away. Damn it.
It was over there for crying out loud!
I get the reward.
Oh yeah, I like how it writes in chat that I banned that dude. I'll look over. Come on, Styx. Styx. You're stuck.
To arms!
I can't move.
The enemy is here!
Down. Okay. That's not good. I hope that's not a regular thing. It's been a long time since I played this. If I remember right, it was a tad on the glitchy side. This is just the tutorial, man. Come on.
What? A monster!
I'll get his head. Don't lose sight of it! It's on.
Oh, I'm boned.
I'll
Hopefully I'll do better whenever there's more wide open spaces.
Looks like there's something out there.
On. This tutorial wasn't really made for goblin difficulty in mind. Right, wait until he passes by. Or looks ahead. Now I go. There we are. Sorry about that. Alright, I think this is where the game opens up now. Oh wait, I need to get my abilities first.
I gotta get me some.
No, this is still tutorial.
Yeah, that would straighten me out. Down there, maybe.
I'd really like to study these cocoons more closely. But
What? Oh, did I? Oh, I knocked over a broom. Didn't even see that. Alright, if you're defenseless. There we are. Fuckers. I need to keep an eye out for clutter.
Peek through the keyhole just to make sure the way is clear.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Something that the newer Hitman games could really do with. And Dishonored. Or no, Dishonored did have it.
Amber, I gotta get some now. My head is gonna explode.
Here we go. Now we're gonna be introduced to, like, the major mechanic of this game. I guess it would be. Clones. Which seems like a strange choice. There we are.
Well, I got no choice. I'll need some help. Hello, Rakash. I need your runt carcass. Ugh. Damn it, I hate doing that.
And then, yeah, destroy the clone
You
to
want
regain
something
Amber.
done right? Steal a body and do it yourself.
Does that regain? Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be a godsend. This ability here. Anything more? No. Forgive me if I'll be using this a lot with the sunglasses. They will notice
There's something over there.
shadows turning on and off. Are we good?
Nothing to report.
Ah, damn it.
Good riddance.
Okay, I can't really attack from the front and get the jump on them. Might have to try from the side.
I'd really like to
But now that I know I can kill you, just not bother. Nice.
A quick peek through the keyhole just to make sure the way is clear.
Not bother with that, we already know what's on the other side.
Amber, I gotta get some now. My head is
There we
gonna
go.
explode.
Sorry if you can hear my washing machine there.
Hello, Rakash. I need your body and do it yourself.
No, he doesn't stay crouched.
Oh, shit!
But if I die from a guard, do I get it back? No. I have to be the one to kill him.
You're all ready to take.
Damn it. That's fine.
I got it.
So it'll be a trick to try and kill off my own clone before a guard kills it.
A quick peek through the keyhole just to make sure the way is clear.
Well, this is the tutorial area, so this is the place to try trial and error stuff. I'll be more cautious as we go.
Get some now. My head is gonna explode.
Because this game is on the harder side.
Hello, Rakash.
Wait, do I have those extra abilities?
Damn it, I hate to. You want something done right? Steal a body and do it yourself.
There we are. I love the little animations. They did a wonderful job on them. Let's see. Is there someone up here? Or someone? No, this is just if I wanted to get the drop on the guy.
It's gigantic here.
Whoops.
To use the amber vision to find my way.
It's that button, okay. Maybe it was a mistake to start off in harder difficulties, because now I'm actually like having to focus and lock in. But if I do that, then I end up not talking.
What was that?
Got it.
I got it.
I thought I was about to turn around, which I did, which is why I did the roll.
Is someone there?
I'm gonna be killing you fellas a lot, it would seem. And I'm really gonna have to abuse my clones from this playthrough. I actually didn't all that much on my first time playing. Sorry again, my washing machine's going mad.
Amber, I gotta get some now. My head is gonna explode.
That might sound awful. Oh, here. Yeah, I can see. My gain is picking that up at least. Or my focus rate.
Hello, Rakash. I need your run carcass.
So Rakash is the name of the clones.
Done. You want something done right? Steal a body and do it yourself.
I think on this level they won't really care if I kill people. And really, like, doing ghost runs and not killing people is only here to flex in this game.
Use the amber vision to find my way.
If we're being real. Bring him over here. Close this. Turn this off. Get this file. Don't need to use pocket sand just yet. Got some room to breathe.
Everything wears out so fast here. It makes you wonder if there isn't some sort of crap in the air. Corrosive stuff, like.
Hello?
What up?
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Alright. Feck.
Let's go! It was over there from crying out. That's a monster! That one's mine!
Can I get out? Escape. Damn it, alright, they got me. Alright, how are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Sorry about running late. I managed to get into a bit of an altercation in the grocery store.
Of course you did. How much are eggs where you're at?
Sorry, could you repeat that question?
How much are eggs where you're at?
Alright, so depends on the brand, but if I convert it from like our currency to like pounds, it would be like 2 or 3 pounds per 10 eggs at maximum, like somewhere in between like 1.5 pounds to 3 pounds.
Okay, so you don't have it as bad
A quick peek through the keyhole.
as America
Make sure
just
the
yet.
ways clear.
Their flu going on.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we don't have that big of a fucking issue. I mean, also, not to get off topic, I'll just say this real funny. I can't believe more than half of America voted for the sake of egg prices and little to no other deliberation. Like, I know not all of them did, I just know that this is way too common of an argument. It's so dumb.
Yeah. I don't really want to talk about like American politics that much on stream. But I get you.
Yeah, definitely. Don't want to get any like rowdy Americans in the chat.
No, that's not really it. It's just I want to avoid it altogether. But don't want to become Hassan. Become a bloody political channel.
Rakash, I need your runt carcass.
And here's the fucking thing.
Careful, we're on Twitch.
I'll just say this: I am very well, not actually skeptical. I can disprove his political beliefs. There is a guy he's associated with, FD Signifier. That guy stands on business for what he's talking about. FD Signifier is literally he lives what he preaches. Hassan doesn't really do that. He very much benefits from the very same things he critiques because he runs an enterprise.
Alright. Never heard of him, but anyway.
Well, highly recommended. FD Signifier does some really, really good videos.
I kind of try and want to avoid, like, I shouldn't have mentioned Hassan at all, but I want to, like, the reason why I brought up Hassan was just to say that I don't want to talk about politics at all, really. Or, like, even people who talk about it, I shouldn't have just said his name at all, really. But, it's funny that, whenever I first start streaming, by the way, I'm getting very close to my 1-year anniversary, if you can believe it. Whenever I started off, I wanted to be really family friendly. I even planned on like not even swearing, and tried to whenever I was first trying to start streaming. That lasted for about a week. Just I can't help myself.
Oh yeah, I remember you had a swear jar and everything.
Yeah, yeah. I do miss the swear jar. That was kind of fun. I might bring that back for like something. But no, I just kind of want to avoid that altogether. But I'll talk about like certain situations that like we're personally in or whatever. Because we won't be able to help ourselves. Wow, that sound travels far. Holy shit. I'm playing this on the hardest difficulty, by the way, with no...
Damn it. He got done in.
Nice.
With
I
no
haven't
saves.
personally played Styx, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I remember, back when magazines still used to be a thing, I would buy like local gaming magazines, and they would have like such like detailed reviews with a lot of images, a lot of like very creative like photoshopped, also memes based on like the personal experience of the reviewer with a given game. And I read like such an engaging Styx review that I for the longest time wanted to play it, but I kept being unable because like I was even more broke at the time. I kept being unable to afford the game.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite games ever, actually. And easily top contender as like one of the best stealth games with a surprisingly good story as well.
Okay. It was nothing.
But yeah, I was talking about earlier, for a first playthrough, I recommend just going like not even bother. So you'll see later on, this game like rewards you. I'm full on ember. All right, time to use up some ember. So this game rewards you by if you can go through the game without killing anyone, if you can go if you can ghost, if you can never be seen, if you get all the collectibles, things like that. And but for like a first playthrough, whenever you don't have all your abilities, just go ahead and like kill people. It's fine, and that's what I'm gonna do right now because I'm on the hardest difficulty here, so I want to use every bit to my advantage. Any coins here? And I'm gonna use my powers a lot more than I did in my first playthrough because one, I'm on the hardest difficulty, and I was far too stingy last time, but also I'm wearing sunglasses, so I really need this amber vision, which is what you're seeing right now in the game.
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were about to say something. Well, I have just been playing Arkham Origins, so I got too used to detective mode.
Okay. I think this is much better than detective mode because this amber vision doesn't let you see through walls. It just highlights things that are in your peripheral, which I think is a much better system.
Oh, good thinking.
Doesn't snap.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's better, but it's definitely more fitting. It's something I wish like the Assassin's Creed Eagle Vision like didn't let you see through things, because it should be more like what it is in this game.
Well, in the first game you can see through.
More appropriate for the setting. For Batman, it makes sense. He has like friggin' X-ray and whatnot technology in his helmet.
You gotta be kidding me.
For someone who's just regular flesh and blood, their version of detective mode, like Eagle Vision, Amber Vision, and whatnot, shouldn't have certain features. Maybe should have some different things and whatnot. I don't know. It would be interesting to incorporate other things and make it your own. And I'm glad Amber Vision does that.
Well, two things with that. One, Eagle Vision in the first game, the first few games didn't let you see through walls, and two, Assassin's Creed actually did it first.
Oh yeah, I know it does. I know it does.
Just to make sure the way is clear.
I just I wish they didn't start making it more like detective mode, because like if they retained like what it used to be, just everything's grayscale except specific things are highlighted in different colors. That was perfect. That's all it needed to be.
Yeah, he set me back quite a way. So I could show off here now to you. This game's major like mechanic, clones. You can summon like these little clones that I don't use nearly enough, and they can crawl through smaller spaces. And like it's cool to manipulate them and like bait enemies with them. And like you need to use them like in a very disposable way. I've just like zero sympathy for them.
Ah, real Attack of the Clones it is.
Yeah. The our goblin is called Styx, whereas these clone goblins are called Rakash. And to catch you up on like this game's opening,
It's gigantic here.
we're a goblin named Styx.
I'll have to use the amber vision to find my way.
And we're trying to do a heist and sneak into this big atrium, which contains this thing called the Heart of the World tree. Yeah, the World Tree. It's always fucking Yggdrasil in all these games. It's in God of War, Elden Ring, just like it's fucking everywhere. I'm sick of you. Anyway, and Yggdrasil, the World Tree, releases this sap called Amber, which is like the main. It's like the spice from Dune. It just fuels everything and everyone wants it. Sword.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. That is a cool synopsis, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of Yggdrasil, well, you can't really have medieval fantasy without like being rooted in some way in both Norse and Celtic mythology. So you gotta
Sure you
choose
can.
one or the other. You gotta choose either you're gonna go more Norse or more Celtic.
Sure you can. What? What about like Arthurian legend and things like that?
Yeah, it's set more towards Celtic. Like you choose one end of the spectrum.
No, that's French. Or hell, anything that like takes place like Slavic countries. Sure.
That shit's straight up Norse.
No.
Because old Slavs and Norse would trade
Fuck.
the hell out of traditions. Like our pantheon of like old Slavic gods, like what little remains after like being completely like purged once the old Rus accepted Christianity and decided to, alright, let's like completely remove any and all grain of the previous culture. What little remains has immense similarities to Norse culture, plus we find like common things like trinkets, coins, artifacts, like Norse artifacts being found here, some Slavic shit being found in Nordic countries. There was a very expansive trade of culture. Therefore, yeah, you can trace it back to Norse.
Alright. What about Greek then? There you go.
Gotta get
Yeah, that is a culture that came long before. And medieval fantasy wasn't inspired by Greek culture like at all. Like only when it comes to like Renaissance do people like the intelligentsia regain like major interest in the more antique mythologies.
Alright.
But it literally has no effect on medieval fantasy or folk.
I'm just sick of a lot of the same tropes as well.
Yeah, it's just been reused. It's same like back when pop culture was going like on a major Greek mythology hype in the 80s through mid 2000s. Now we're on a Norse mythology hype. I don't know. Probably next would be either Egyptian, Celtic, or let's just see where the major trends lead us. It never stays for too long. It just tends to feel a little overcrowded, just like with anything.
By the way, sorry if you can hear that. That's my wash machine going nuts.
Fuck, it's gigantic here. I'll have to use the amber vision to find my way.
Washing my work clothes. But I am very happy that I was really proud of the last stream. A lot of great moments, and I was also really happy that pretty much every day of this week I managed to get a short out, at least, from that stream.
Everything wears out so
Yeah,
fast
that's
here.
dope.
It makes you wonder
I've seen you upload them all, and I'm like really glad that you found so many moments in just one stream.
Yeah. Hoping for the same with this. But it is still hard to, like, be engaging, whenever I'm alone. And also, difficult to, be interesting in a game, in like a stealth game, for example, because stealth games really require you to lock in. Okay, hold off. Let him go, because I thought I'd stand there longer. These guards, they actually have quick patrols. There we are.
Since I brought snacks for this particular stream, what is your opinion on Belgian waffles? Because I absolutely freaking love them.
I don't think I've ever had them.
Oh, really? Like,
Yeah.
like that? Like that's just the classic, like, you know, sort of like puffy waffle that you put, I don't know, syrup on top of or just eat on its own. Like that's literally what you make in the waffle maker. That's pretty much the closest thing to like a standard Belgian waffle you can do.
It's more pancakes over here. We tend to eat more often.
Oh, well, it is a similar enough recipe.
Yeah. But yeah, I love pancakes, and with a few waffles I've tried, they're fine, yeah. These are first date questions. Do you like waffles? Oh, that is ancient YouTube. Do you know that song?
It rings familiar, but I don't think so. No, I might have just heard somebody hum it, but I don't think I've ever seen that video.
I don't think I've seen the video either, but I just know the song. Dudes were singing that song in my primary school. Do you like waffles? Yeah, I like waffles. That, and I can't remember the rest, but just people would spam that in like the changing rooms in school and things like that.
I remember when waffles became a very big ironic meme because of fucking Teen Titans Go of all things.
Oh yeah, they became like the go-to example for like Marvel quip humor, as people call it. Like Lamar
Not even
waffles.
that,
What
like,
the heck?
They are straight up brain rot. Like I think Teen Titans Go is the progenitor of brain rot. Like that is the
No,
root of
no.
all modern evil. It is. It is.
Brain rot's been a thing for much longer than Teen Titans Go. That's like brain rot's been a thing since like the 2000s, man.
No, the brain rot we had, like back, like in our child and teenhood, that is a completely different genre. At the very least, there was some sort of basis, some sort of interesting start to a meme or a joke or a gag or something. Like something had to have roots in something sensible in a way. But
No,
now
fuck
it's just
it.
completely random bullshit to the wall.
God damn it! I can't even fight back. No, I'm calling cap on that. Like, I hate, right. I'm actually kind of a bit of a defender of Zoomers, and like, how...
Well, you are a Zoomer.
Yeah, but like... Okay, I'm considered like... In the things I'm like, I guess my tastes are like more in millennial times, but I can't fucking stand. Alright, do you know what's more here? Rant time. Do you know what's more pathetic than or cringe than anything Zoomers have ever done? Millennials complaining about Zoomers. It's the most. Imagine giving a shit about fucking what teenagers being a dude in your 30s giving a shit about what teenagers are into. And I hate that it's just the standard old thing good, new thing bad. Like, our brain rot was more sophisticated. No, it wasn't. I remember back in 2014 when we were doing like just spamming air horns, smoke weed every day, the little pixelated sunglasses, MLGs.
It had taste to it. It had
Shut the
taste to
fuck
it. It
up!
was
No, it
hard
didn't. Get
core.
over
It
yourself.
wasn't hard
Get
core.
over your fucking circle
Guns N'
jerk.
Knuckles is better than Skibbity Toilet.
No, it's literally like explain to me how going smoke weed every day MLG is any different than going Skibbity Riz Ohio. It's the same thing. It's the same thing a decade later.
Completely different torture. It is a completely different culture. At the very least, it was not potty humor. We have that. That is literally
Are you
one
fucking
step
with
above
me?
potty humor.
The
And I
2000.
will stick to
No,
that.
I will.
Die on this hill. It is at the very least better than toilet humor.
Fuck off. The 2000s were the fucking apex of toilet humor. If you were a kid in the 2000s, every single show, every movie, every kid's show, everything had toilet humor in some way. And I know that because I fucking hated toilet humor even back as a kid. But it didn't matter if you were watching Spy Kids, any cartoon, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network. It always resorts to gross out toilet humor at some point.
It never became a major meme. It never became a major meme. It was widespread. And you know why it was widespread? Because people who were writing those things, they thought it would be funny, but it never stuck as a meme because people did not find it funny. We're talking about internet culture, what people actually found funny. That being weed, air horns, and crazy shit like that.
That's cap.
Toilets were never memed until until today.
Do you know what Two Girls, One Cup is?
And everyone hated that. That is the
but
point
it was
of
a
it.
meme.
Everybody
It was a meme. That is toilet humor. It was a meme. It was in the 2000s.
Like to sum up how people reacted to that, like the Smosh skit where Ian shows Anthony.
That's the
Two Girls,
perfect
One
example.
Cup.
It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. I just fucking. This is why it's so cringe. I'm just sort of, whenever like millennials complain about it, who cares? You were doing the exact same stuff that these kids were doing at their age. Shut the fuck up. Let kids just fucking enjoy something. You miserable fucks.
The counter argument is we used to be bullied. It's now our time to be bullied.
It's so cringe. It's way more cringe than anything. No, I don't need to bully them because I've got better shit to do than care about what a fucking teenager laughs at. I don't care. But I hate like watching people in their late 20s or 30s talking about this stuff and like these are my peers and I'm like fuck off.
Do people really talk that much about it?
Yes.
Like, I think people more riff about it like you and I are right now. We're just fucking riffing. I don't think that many people are like going out seriously and on YouTube, Twitter, and whatnot, like writing whole ass essays about that kind of
I
shit.
hear more people complaining about Skibbity Toilets than I ever do Skibbity Toilets. By far. I actually, genuinely, to this day, I don't know really what Skibbity Toilet is. I think it's a show that was made in Gmod. And like, how is that any different than the things that we were laughing at? We were watching Machinimas and S&Ms back in the early 2010s. It's the same thing.
Dude, that is like the biggest Freudian slip.
What?
Right there. Not SFMs, S&Ms. Oh, Mr. Beastie. What did young Beastie watch on his tablet?
What's F? Wait. What's the initials?
You said S&M instead of SFM. That's S&M is like BDSM.
Oh right, okay.
What was the young Beastie into?
Point still stands. It's all the same stuff. And I hear it way more. And like this will really put it into perspective for me. So do you know who Pirate Software is? I think I may have asked you this already.
Oh, yeah, definitely, dude.
Okay. Do you know?
I stumbled upon his vids a while ago, and then like you and I started talking about that we occasionally see his videos pop up.
Yeah, yes, you're right. We did talk about this before, but this is a new thing. Do you know he's in a lot of controversy right now?
Why now? I remember there was like an overblown controversy like a year ago over the whole Oh man, I don't even remember what it was. I just remember it being absolute bullcrap. I think it was like either Steam changing their terms and conditions or something.
I don't know about that. I think, like, the most egregious thing I know that he's ever done is, like, be against, the EU movement, safe games or something like that. But even then, that's just sort of like a different of opinion, man. It doesn't really matter too much. Like, it's nothing for people to, like, lose their shit over. But that's not what I'm talking about. So, people have lost their fucking minds, and Pirate Software is now basically the Antichrist, according to the internet, because, and I shit you not, he played kind of badly at World of Warcraft recently. And, like, it is insane. His name is the Devil now. Like, I'll show this to you right now. I'm just gonna go onto his latest video, right? And I'm gonna scroll down to the comment section. It's gonna be completely unrelated to World of Warcraft. And it's just gonna be people dogging on him about what he did in World of Warcraft. And the reason why, like, I'm tying this all back to the whole, like, boomers being mad at, or millennials being mad at Zoomers, is that everyone in who plays World of Warcraft is at minimum in their 30s.
There is a...
Okay, oh, right. I just went on to his latest short and I saw that it was members only. I'm like, no shot he made all of his videos members only because he was getting that dogged on. But no, he's not.
Oh, seriously?
It's
That's why I don't see his notos pop up, because I was up to him with notifications on.
Yeah.
There's no...
hang on.
Oh, dude, that's insane. The WoW community is genuinely vitriolic. Like, that is a cesspool of dog shit. That is abhorrent. What the hell?
Yeah. I more saw this on, like, so to catch you up on, like, what's going on. So World of Warcraft is having this event called Hardcore Mode, where it's you're playing regular World of Warcraft, but your one death is like permadeath, right? You have to make a whole new character if you do this. And there was this one guild in World of Warcraft called OnlyFangs, which was all consisted of all Twitch streamers and YouTubers and things like that, right? And Pirate Software was a part of it. He did a dungeon, and the dungeon went wrong, and then the leader of the group said run. Pirate Software ran a bit faster than, like, everyone else, and one of the members of the group ended up dying, right? Not really, like, it was partially Pirate's fault, but, like, it, you know, a guy died in a video game, it's not that big a deal, right? Or you and I would think it's not that big of a deal, right? Yeah, like...
Yeah, like, it's nothing major. Like,
yeah.
You can always retry a dungeon.
Wrong. Like, but, because, like, people have been harassing Pirate for so long, they've gone so far as to, like, dig up anything that they can, and, like, the people have been sending death threats, calling him a pedophile, and, like, if I go onto his TikTok now, like, any video that he makes, it's all just, like, roach software, because, like, a person who runs away in World of Warcraft, their nickname is a roach, right? So everyone's calling him roach software and things like that on, like, every single video. Pirate Software TikTok, let me see. I'm even seeing it on, like, the Discords that I'm on and things like that. Go away. Come on. Stop. Ah, for fuck's sake, you can't use TikTok on PC, right? Fuck me. Alright, let's go back. Let me see.
We saw a whole bunch of bots enter the channel.
So yeah, like every three, so like he'll make a short, right? And then every 3 comments will be like something about the short that he's talking about, right? And then every 4th comments will be like Lamar wrote software, kill yourself type of things. I'm just looking at his TikTok, but I can't really show it on stream. But like go yeah, go to his stuff, and like he's talked about this, like there's a whole bunch of videos about this, but like his viewership and all that is just like completely fallen off the map, all because of World of Warcraft. It's insane. And they've taken it way too far. Like they're going so hard on him for nothing. And everyone else, all the content creators in that guild sucked. Like, it was literally the only ones who were actually entertaining, because I watched it for a bit, was him and this other guy called Tyler1, who's like this really, like really buff dude who ended up becoming like the leader of the guild. And it was funny.
Oh yeah, I remember he was a very memeable person for a while. He was short, bald, constantly screaming.
Yeah. But like, imagine, okay, so this is why like, this is the part of like the WoW OnlyFans thing that was actually worth watching whenever he became the guild leader, because like the best way, right? You know him, so imagine that guy is in charge of like 100 people now.
That sounds funny as hell.
Yeah, and they all have to bend to his will.
Man, honestly, if WoW community actually, like, with this, like, vitriolic influence they have, if they actually gave a shit about the right things, that would be huge. If they didn't harass, like, individual creators, but instead, I don't know, people like the executives at companies like Activision, Blizzard, whatever, that would at the very least be a more productive use of their time than to harass a fucking guy who makes content on the game you enjoy just because he didn't play the way you like to.
And there was also, well, they'll never do that because WoW, like Activision and Blizzard would not be around nowadays if it weren't for the WoW players. That is the reason why WoW and Activision and Blizzard, I'm sorry to say, will never fail, because they have the WoW players and they are the most. They're the infinite money glitch. Like, it's basically...
Are they all whales who spend all of their money on the game and just keep on asking for more? Oh, Mr. Multi-Billion Corporation, I just gave you my $1,000 out of my bank account. Can I have more slop, please?
Do you want to know something interesting? I'll explain it to you in this way. I'll use another company as an example of how they can get away with this type of stuff. Do you know why EA can get away with so much of the stuff that they do?
In the way they monetize games, right?
No. In the way that they could do absolutely nothing, absolutely the worst things ever and never fail.
An army of lawyers and lobbying laws?
Nope. Because they have the infinite money glitch. Did you know that EA owns Tetris?
Fucking Tetris!
Tetris is the, like, okay. Minecraft, GTA 5, Fortnite,
Why does EA own Tetris?
No, hi. Minecraft, GTA 5, Fortnite, whatever you think is the most successful video game ever made, it's nothing compared to Tetris. Tetris is the most successful video game ever made because every single device on planet Earth has Tetris and can run Tetris. And everyone's played Tetris. I played Tetris. Your mom has probably played Tetris. Everyone's played Tetris. Tetris is probably the epitome of, like, if you were to ask me what's like considered the perfect video game, like a video game with literally no flaws, and it just works. Like, what's the equivalent of like chess for video games? It's Tetris. It's just flawless, right? And it's on everywhere. So because EA own it, they like any device that
they get royalties from every device that has it installed. Damn.
So EA can do no wrong. They can literally make the worst business decisions you could imagine, but so long as they have Tetris, it's literally. Do you know in God of War Ragnarok, whenever the dwarves have like that ring that like clones and makes more rings?
Yeah.
That's how they make. That's how they make their money. They have that. That's Tetris. Tetris is the real life equivalent of that. And that's the same with Blizzard and World of Warcraft. It's the infinite money glitch. The World of Warcraft fans, they've been at this for 20 years. If they were going to give up now, they would have long ago. They're never going to leave. It's just a part of their lives now. They can't actually live without it.
That just absolutely fucking sucks. You brought me two really depressing realizations this day. First off is that WoW community are even more of a whale community than I had anticipated it to be. And second, that EA, of all fucking companies, own Tetris. Because I didn't know they did. I thought Tetris at this point was public domain.
No, they own it. And if you ever see like a new version of Tetris, like I remember there was like a Tetris, like Super Tetris or Multiplayer Tetris or something like that.
The greatest battle royale for a while.
Yeah. The reason why that exists is basically just so that they can renew the license every time they make like a new version of Tetris.
Absolute scumbags.
Which is like, I'm sure like this might also piss you off, like nationally speaking, because I know Tetris was made by just one Russian dude, wasn't it? And he doesn't own any.
Yeah, a dude who was just bored. Him and his team. They were I think they were either missile or space rocket engineers, and they were bored. They just so they created a game out of lines of code, and they're like really old and primitive for us, like modern day speaking computers. And so he thought to himself, oh, this could be a game. Like people over there in the West, they have things like Atari, like Nintendo. So this could be a game. And so he met up with representatives of, I'm not sure if he met up with Atari or Nintendo first, but he essentially pitched them that idea, and like a year or two later, Tetris came to Game Boy.
How old is Tetris? I would have thought it's like one of the first games ever made.
No, definitely not. Definitely, Pong is the first game. Tetris, Tetris, I think, either came with the Game Boy or the first NES. I could be mistaken.
Really?
But definitely after Atari already had its success.
Okay. Right. Well, there you go. It's the infinite money glitch, and that's why EA can just like do whatever. Like I think. Nope. Sure. I know the CEO is like one of the most unanimously hated people out there, but he could just do it because
he literally has the corporate bailout, but for gaming companies. So
fuck me.
Don't lose sight of it. There's someone. Let's go.
Damn it.
So who are these like crow mask cultists?
They're humans. So it's established like the elves and the humans hate each other. The elves were the original like owners of this tree, and but the humans have like taken over the territory for it. So, but the humans tried to harvest amber by themselves, and apparently it was a disaster. They like melted into the tree. So now they're like have a very loose alliance with the elves to help harvest the tree. And that's what these people are. They're like harvesters of the amber in the tree.
Amber, I gotta get some now.
I see.
My head is gonna explode.
Maybe playing.
This is all secretly an allegory for U.S. and Russian interventions in the Middle East for the sake of oil.
Okay, again, like, let's not go into politics. I'm sorry. I just got a clapdown on it.
No, I'm just goofing.
I know, but...
It was all for the sake of a punchline.
Yeah, I know.
I need your run carcass. Ugh. Damn it, I hate doing that.
I'm so sorry that I'm stuck in this area. Like, I'm trying to gather, like, all the coins up.
Steal a body and do it yourself.
But maybe
I
that's...
figured we were doing some sort of completion run for this stage.
Maybe that's something better to do off stream. But I'll just like... No, this time I'll just make it for the exit.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
This time I'll just make for the exit.
You sure? Because, like, for now we could dedicate this portion of the stream to, like, talking points and whatnot.
No, like, we'll talk and I'll play at the same time, it's fine. Because it's kind of better. This is like... So I enjoy... some Twitch streamers, but one, like the main Twitch streamer that I follow is one called Lumi. But like the main criticism I might have with her is that like I really like her quote yap stuff, which is whenever she's just like talking. But the moment she goes into gameplay, she still talks, but it's nowhere near like as interesting. And just because like it's
gotta
hard.
Focus on the game, right?
Yeah. But I could do a little bit better where, like, if I have someone to talk to, I can talk about interesting stuff and play the game at the same time. So if you got talking points, then tell me them while I'm playing, because I could do both. And, like, me in the sort of, like, lucid state of, like, talking, like, and playing the game, like, will keep my brain kind of loose, and then the convo will just flow out. Hopefully. Okay, no, we're good.
So just like any good Christian boy, you're using your friend as a substitute for weed. Good thing. Okay.
Let's see.
Have you ever had the fun green stuff, by the way?
Once at the top of a mountain. Me and my friend.
Oh, right. I remember you told you once either on stream or just in a person.
No, this was.
You told me about it.
This wasn't. My friend and I. Fuck off! I like levitated on a single plank of wood, because I was trying to like press myself against the wall. My friend and I climbed up Sleeve Donard, which is the tallest mountain in Northern Ireland, and we I just told him like I never had weed before, and then it was like, oh, do it at the top of here because it just seems fitting. And I tried it, it's just like I didn't care, didn't feel anything at all. Probably because the wind was blowing, so I couldn't really get a good puff off. So I don't really care. I find, like, weed people kind of boring, if I'm honest.
Man got high physically, but couldn't metaphorically.
Yeah.
Not all high grounds are the same.
Yeah.
That's the sad moral of the story.
Anytime like I think of, like, weed people, like, weed-obsessed people, I just think of H3H3. I don't even... Or, like, from what I remember of H3H3, I don't even know if he is a weed guy anymore. I haven't watched him in... 9 years, I'm gonna say.
People who make weed their whole personality, yeah, they're boring. But people who do weed and are just interesting people on top of that, they're fun. They're the best because they're genuinely chill. Because people who make weed their personality are usually people who like are either like well off enough to like just be bored with life generally, where they're like they either have money or are at a point in life where they just don't know what to do. They're like, what would make me pip with the youth, so to speak? Ah, yes, that good old Mary Jane. I'll be the talk of the town, and they're just boring. but people who are like have like actual interesting lives, people who are artists, people who are just in any walks of life, but are interesting as people, like as their own persona first and foremost. And people that do weed on top of that, they're just chill as hell. Know several people like that, and they're a pleasure to talk to.
Yeah, might be. Might be. Let's see, what's the best way to get about it? I guess it is to climb up and then around. You get a massive jump in this game. I wonder, do I even have the achievement for like being this game on the hardest difficulty? I think I might have.
I think I saw something over there.
So since you're playing Styx and we're kind of like on this, at least visually, topic of grim dark fantasy and whatnot, while it may not necessarily be fantasy in a medieval sense, but still, like at the very least, like visually, it gives me that same grim dark vibe. What are your thoughts on the Oddworld series of games?
Oddworld?
Yeah.
Unfortunately not.
I like Stranger's Wrath, but I tried to get into the side-scroller game several times and I just couldn't, I'll be honest.
Gotcha. For those specifically, or just side-scrollers, not your thing generally?
I like side-scrollers, but I guess I don't like, what are they called, realistic side-scrollers? Like Prince of Persia and Oddworld, the first two Oddworlds. I never played Monster's Odyssey.
So like the aesthetic doesn't quite gel with the gameplay for you.
No, I like the aesthetic, and I think it sits well, matches the game well. No, I think, like, Oddworld is a very conceptually well-made game, just not for me, just plainly.
Gotcha.
But I did like Stranger's Wrath a lot, and I've never played Monster's Odyssey. So I'm just gonna have to kill this guy quick. Okay, that works. Oh, I could have used one of my guys. So, I still could, I suppose. Back. I'm still far too conservative with my amber.
Oh, so using the vision depletes it?
Yes, but it will regain after a certain point. Feck. Then I thought I was gonna stay at that box for longer.
Oh damn. Well, that's why you're a goblin. Should invest into Oblivion.
You do have throwing knives in this game. And Styx would use a gun. Okay, so like an interesting like background thing with Styx.
A quick peek through the keyhole.
It's
just to make sure the way is clear.
It's the prequel to this other game called Of Orcs and Men, which is like really interesting, kind of Dragon Age-esque RPG or action RPG, where you're playing this one orc and this goblin called Styx in like a buddy cop kind of thing. But the devs liked Styx so much, and Of Orcs and Men, it's alright. It's not the best game out there. I was even considering playing it before playing this, but it's cool, but like it's not as interesting, I find, as this. But the devs, whenever they made Of Orcs and Men, and it wasn't that big of a success, they liked Styx so much that they wanted to give him this solo game, and I think that's for the best.
You want something done right?
And that's where these games came about.
Do it yourself.
You know, once you finish the playthrough of Styx, you can,
I don't know
like,
if I will.
Well, if you were, or maybe just know off this first stream, you could splice it together into a YouTube video, upload it, and title it "Your Local Uncle Goes Goblin Mode."
Yeah. Well, the title of the stream right now, Succubus with Goblins, is kind of a meme. Do you know about the Alex Jones Goblin meme?
No.
Oh, you don't?
I know of a lot of his memes, but nothing to do with goblins. What is it? Just to generally describe his unhinged behavior?
No, you're in for a treat. Hang on, I gotta show this then. Get ready for this. I was playing this on lip in the intro. Okay, here. Whoops, no. There's Alex.
I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, succubus with goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. I don't want to see him kissing goblins, ingratiating goblins, in bed with a goblin. Dump it. To a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop and blood on it. Especially up to his ankles. Trump charging into a goblin's nest, some goblin vomit and slop. Goblin vomit and slop. I'm not expecting him to not get dirty slop. Kissing goblins.
Ingratiating goblins.
Succubus with goblins. In bed with a goblin.
How do you succubus with a goblin?
Ingratiating goblins. I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin. 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 I just want to catch him in bed with a goblin. Bed with a goblin.
Oh, I could listen to that all day. Alex Jones, the only guy. I love this comment that's on this video. I'll scroll down to it in a second. But it's someone said Alex Jones might be the first person in history to use succubus as an adjective. Yeah, or as a verb. Sorry.
My guy, and you said this stream isn't political.
No, well, you could laugh at just sort of like. I'm not really giving opinion one way or the other on Alex. I'm just kind of laughing at the absurdity of this song.
Oh, it definitely is. So, anyway, what is your opinion on the conflict between orcs and goblins?
No, there isn't a conflict. They're fellow greenskins. That's the idea. Now, orcs and goblins have been homies.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna say what's on the top of my tongue right now.
Okay, don't, yeah. What, is it like a slur-related thing, or?
No, nothing like that, nothing like that. It is paraphrasing, like, a very, very dumb news article.
Alright. Trying to think of what it'd be, but anyway, I won't guess. Yeah, no, I love that song. I love the little remixes of like Alex Jones and like some of the things that they said. There was another funny thing. Okay, I don't give a shit about climate change at all. However, or no, sorry, not climate change, flat Earth stuff. Whoops, no, whoops, whoops. That I didn't mean to say that. No, I meant to say flat Earth stuff.
Alright, chat, clip that.
Shut up. Oh no. Anyway, what I meant to say, I don't give a shit about flat Earth stuff for or against or whatever kinds of people. But
Dude, those are like two big different things.
no,
What the hell?
no. It's just sort of like let me finish. So, but there is this one dude who is a huge flat Earth guy, and he sounds exactly like Johnny Bravo or like Elvis. And what he does, he just makes his name's Conspiracy Theory Guru, and he just makes songs about, instead of like talking about conspiracies, he just makes songs about conspiracies, and they slap. And I'm like, do you know what? If I was a flat Earth guy, this would be how I'd like convince people and get them over to my side, because the songs are just like catchy as hell.
You'd be hanged for it.
Spreading one's beliefs and agenda in a form of art. That is the definition of propaganda. Holy shit. They're revolving. The flat earthers are evolving. Oh no.
And it's just his opinion. It's one guy. I don't really think it's propaganda if it's just one dude on the internet, you know? How the fuck do you know I'm here? That's some horseshit.
Yeah, but on that similar topic with like Alex Jones remixes, I find it like incredibly amusing how, like, you've probably seen those like zany PS1 style animations where they use his voice for Dr. Cortex just going absolutely unhinged.
Oh, I know that YouTuber. It's like a specific YouTuber. He was on Smiling Friends.
Oh, that was his work. Oh, dude, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
But yeah, what about him?
Yeah, it fits so damn fucking well. Like,
What do I do, Lord? Destroy the child. Corrupt them all. Yeah, I've seen that video, the Crash and Cortex video. Can you Google what that guy's name is? Because he's cool.
Yeah, I'm sub to his channel. He does like really fun animations in that style, that 32-bit style.
But can you go, just so we can give him a shout out? I've seen him as we're talking about his stuff.
Oh yeah. Let me quickly give it a look.
I've just forgotten his name as well. Get up here. I finally just get to the exit and not bother. Shit.
Hulo P.
Hulo P. Yeah, go check.
HOOLOPEE.
Go check him out. He's probably one of the best entertainers out right now.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic animation.
I'm not sure if he's the only one who does that type of style, because I know the person who did PlayStation 1 Bloodborne, that's a different person altogether.
Oh yeah, and there are a lot of people doing stuff like that. Animating God of War Ragnarok in PS1 style, animating GTA 5 in PS1 style, and so on and so on. I really like this this niche of YouTube animations.
Yeah. There we are.
What's that?
Oh yeah, like, a big reason why the devs wanted to make a Styx solo game is because they loved his voice actor so much, and I agree. Styx is one of my favorite protagonists in a video game.
Somebody there?
Yo.
It's Ozcan. I'll open the passage for you. Hurry up inside. Huh? Ozcan? Oh, my head. Yeah, I know that name. Ozcan. Yes. You can trust him.
Would love for like a first-person mode in this game.
About time, Styx. I've been waiting for ages.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
if
was
that's
beginning to
something that's
wonder
added
if
in the sequel.
Barryman and his gang
No,
had
it's
done
not.
you in.
Played the sequel.
There was a slight hitch.
Oh, it already came out.
Well, I think so.
There's a game after this, and there's another one on the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Later.
Yeah, yeah.
What are you doing here?
But this is the
Well, I'm here to tell you that I
second
found a hideout. Like you
game
asked
in
me
the
to.
Orcs of Man franchise, Styx
I
franchise.
asked you?
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
a
of course I
dedicated
asked you.
sequel to Styx.
Damn this
That's
headache.
what's been announced, right?
Must be why I can't
But no, there's
remember what I
there's
did
two Styx
yesterday.
games. There's Orcs of Men, and then there's two Styx games out, Master of Shadows and
tell me
Shards
the
of
way?
Darkness.
All
Now
you
there's a
have to
third
do
one
is
on the
follow
way
marks I made
called
here and there. You'll
something
see.
Greed.
This is my personal system.
As soon as you see
Oh,
the
I thought there was only
and you
one
know that
Styx
one
game.
of
What
my
the hell?
hiding
No,
places is near.
and I'm really
You can go
I love
inside.
the sequel
There's
to
one
this game,
close by.
and I
Well,
really
as
want
it
to
happens,
try it out with you
there's
because there's
still
co-op
other hiding
multiplayer.
places. You'll see. I often put some useful stuff inside.
Thanks. Going goblin mode with you buddies.
Whoa, wait. You'll have to pick up the sewer pry bar in another hiding place. Oh yeah, one thing I
Hope the
didn't tell you.
servers are still up.
The hideout is in the sewers. But you know how it is. The more it smells like shit, the quieter it is. You'll fit right in.
And to think I was beginning to like you.
Sorry to disappoint you, but with your looks, it's best not to take risks. And anyway, the royal suite was already taken. In short, go on ahead, pick up the pry bar, and open the entrance to the sewers. I'll see you at the hideout.
Well, well. Looks like Ozcan carries a flask in his belt. Let's hope I haven't lost my touch.
Teach you about pickpocketing. Anyway, any more stuff in here? Yeah. So yeah, I really hope the servers for Shards of Darkness are still
I
up
could easily find
because
these marks with my amber vision.
that must have been really expensive to add in that co-op multiplayer mode, and maybe like 5 people on planet Earth used it.
Beat it, old.
Does it have local co-op?
Oh, watch out, Styx. After what I did for you, you better keep your
Not
tongue
sure.
behind your teeth.
What? What did you do for me?
I gave you the plans that will take you to the relics of the atrium. That cost me this fucking amber scar on my face. Besides, one shouldn't go too far.
The relics of the atrium?
You kidding me, Styx? Yes, the relics, the last objects of the great fallen lords.
Yeah, of course it rings a bell.
Yeah, well, good luck. I paid enough for this shit and all your schemes.
I should keep my eyes peeled. These relics must be pretty valuable.
Because if it does have local multiplayer, then we can use the whole like Steam thing of where you can play local multiplayer through the Steam servers, or we can just use Parsec.
Maybe. I can't remember if it's local or not. Games these days don't tend to have local multiplayer.
And that's what's wrong with this generation of game.
See, I got hit by... I touched a broom by accident. Physics in this game, a little whack, gotta be honest.
Back in my day when you wanted to shoot your buddy in the face in a video game, you invited him for a co-op or a LAN party.
What was like your go-to co-op game back in the day?
Probably either one of the Mortal Kombat games, Crash Team Racing, or depending on who I would play it with, either Skylanders or like any shooter that had a couch co-op and couch PvP. Me and my buddies used to really enjoy Uncharted 2 and 3's PvP. Because you can just play it on the same screen, and it's a rare thing for a third-person shooter to do. Because back in the day, you'd mostly have FPS do that, like older Halo games, other FPS games. I think I'm not quite sure because I've never been too much of a COD player. I think COD might have had couch PvP, but I might be completely wrong. I know Halo used to do that in some other PS2 and early PS3 era games.
I know Modern Warfare 2 had co-op because I played it at a friend's house, but trying to think. My go-to multiplayer games were either just down to my sister's Mario Kart 8, or if I could get someone to play it with me, Ratchet 3.
Oh, dude, I never got to play co-op in the Ratchet games. I really like when I started reviewing them. I really got to get one of my buddies for games that do have that, like Ratchet 3, Deadlocked, All for One especially, because that game is essentially made for co-op. Like you can still play it solo, but it's just like it is the kind of game that was deliberately made for co-op, which kind of hinders it in some aspects. But you can play as motherfucking Dr. Nefarious. That already gives that game points.
Doesn't really, because he plays exactly the same as the others, and I'll be honest, like I did play All for One with a friend. It's still kind of ass.
The gameplay is kind of ass, but it's the vibe, it's the feel, especially back before I discovered the joys of playing games on PC and like, oh my god, you can mod games on PC. Back then, I didn't have such joys and luxuries, and so, oh my god, playing as someone other than the titular character, that is so cool. That's impressive. Nowadays, yeah, thanks to modding scene, you can do that in almost any game.
You can play CJ and Big Smoke as in Spider-Man.
Oh, dude, I don't have Spider-Man on PC, but I am tempted. I am tempted to. If I find a Steam key for a good price, then I would, because I would have pirated Spider-Man 1, 2, and like both God of War games to also have them on PC for the sake of mods, but I got Helldivers, and Helldivers anti-cheat is not meant to root out people cheating in Helldivers. It specifically targets the core of your PC and sees whether or not you have pirated Sony games, and if it does, it just bans you in Helldivers and PSN, and everything can find you on.
Fucking Sony. Yeah, they're the worst. Sony are the worst. I will always hate Sonic lasers.
I'll say this again. Sony has fallen from what little grace they had, because at least back in the day, they've always been like a shitty company, but at least back in the day, back when it was back when they even had a Japanese HQ, at the very least, the devs wouldn't necessarily have some leeway, but at the very least, like the devs, like the dev teams under Sony, they would be the faces of Sony, and like you wouldn't get to know firsthand the kind of skullduggery they do. But these days, they've just gotten completely out of pocket. Their insolence has gotten to the point where all they're known for is their skullduggery.
No, like I'd actually say no. You're wrong in that the devs were the face of Sony back in the day, because that was the reason why what's his name, the founder of Naughty Dog. He left after Jak 3. Or Jak 2. Tall guy who works for Oculus now.
Oh, the founders are Andy Gavin and Jason Rubin.
Jason Rubin did that whole rant about, like, that's specifically what he said, is that, like, the devs are not representative of the company at all, or of Sony at all. That was his whole, like, TED Talk thing that he did. Where, fuck me.
They're not representative. I meant more that in the public consciousness, we first knew like Sony because of the works of Insomniac, Naughty Dog, Santa Monica, etc. But now, like the very little oxygen that the dev teams had, not even that they can have in these days. Because like with Santa Monica, like the whole debacle that happened behind the scenes is that they were either pressured by Sony or were doing it themselves. There was in the works a live service God of War game, essentially sort of celebrating the entire franchise, and no one is yet certain whether or not it was a Sony mandate or if it was something that Santa Monica wanted to do, similar to how they've added the multiplayer to God of War Ascension that became everyone's favorite part about Ascension while the servers were still up.
Who's everyone? It wasn't for me.
What'd you say?
Who's everyone? It wasn't for me. I didn't like that multiplayer. But anyway, go on.
Oh, alright, that's surprising. Most people I talk to vastly prefer the multiplayer.
Did these people actually play it?
Yeah.
Fuck, damn it.
Alright, so no one is still yet certain whether or not it was a Sony mandate or something they wanted to do, but either way, it got mismanaged to hell and back. Now it is not happening, so like a bunch of resources wasted, a bunch of dev time wasted, a shitload of crunch that was happening in the past few months amounted to nothing. And now with the God of War 20th anniversary celebration, we genuinely don't know, will there be any sort of announcement? Are they going to delegate? Because there was a rumor floating about for the past few years that they're delegating a remake of sorts of the either just the first God of War game or the Greek trilogy to a different dev studio, so they'd have some sort of a big prominent release while they're working on the next mainline God of War adventure. But yet again,
a new God of War. I thought it's done. Like that ending for Ragnarok seemed pretty final. I thought if they are gonna do another God of War game, it'd be like an Atreus only thing.
Oh, they're most likely gonna do it. But they are already working on the next big Kratos adventure. It'll probably be at the very least 2 years of pre-production, and the overall dev time will be probably somewhere 5 to 8 years. But there's definitely gonna be some sort of Miles Morales sized Atreus game.
But I thought Kratos was done. What more could you possibly do with Kratos?
You see, he's have you played or at least watched the cutscenes?
I know, yeah, I know what happens in Ragnarok.
No, Valhalla specifically.
Yeah, I know what happens in Valhalla.
Right.
Yeah.
So, since his character arc of self-acceptance, of accepting his id and his shadow, and finally being content with all that he is as a person, being content with his psyche finally, that character arc is done. Now that his next character arc would be living up to being a benevolent god and spreading that. And so 1000% next place he's headed is Egypt, because there is no other thing Santa Monica would probably do other than Egypt to finish off the big three. And something smaller like the Celtic and the Aztec mythology, it would probably be delegated to the Atreus spin-offs, which I think would be a good way to tackle it.
That doesn't sound too great, because okay, I got my problems with Ragnarok, but I actually really liked the ending for Valhalla, and I like how it does actually fix a big problem that I had with the franchise as a whole. And that, it basically retcons the ending for God of War 1, where Kratos was supposed to orchestrate every war up until World War I.
But that he orchestrated it. In the very first ending, it said that he
But he's the God of War, he's the God of War. He's there to, he's sitting on the throne, and then all the wars go by in that flashback.
I am quoting Hera verbatim, he watches over war.
Yeah.
It never said that he orchestrated every single conflict, but...
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They retconned it with the very first sequel immediately.
Yes, I hated that. And that's why I hated, what's his name, Corey for a while. Corey Barlog.
Corey Barlog.
Yeah. And but I liked the ending for Valhalla. So for there to be another Kratos game for him to go like, it's not over yet. He's like,
well, he is like the God of War now. He is back to that post, except he reclaimed it in a different vein. Like when he claimed the throne in the very first game, he did that out of spite and like ready to like be like, because I also read the novelization for the first God of War game, and essentially his motivation in there is these people like sent me on a 10-year-long fetch quest, promising me that they'll rid me of my memories and nightmares. They fucked me over. They didn't even let me off myself when I had no hope, so they fucked me over in that. Again, they want me to be the God of War. I'll be the worst God of War imaginable for them. That's how we lead into God of War 2, where he has become just as big, if not a bigger problem than Ares was for Zeus, so he betrays him, yada yada yada, we get the whole story. But now, after Valhalla, he reclaims the title of God of War, not as a malevolent force of like sheer vitriolic destruction, like set on a vengeful path. No, he reclaims it and tries to bring something new to the title, to be a benevolent God of War. And therefore, you can explore that. You can explore that. What does that mean? How does he do it? Because he is the God of War now, like, and that would not go against the ending in God of War 1. Like, if he goes to Egypt and just, like, solves other people's military conflicts, like, I don't know, the war between Set and Horus, that doesn't go against it. That, in fact, proves that he is living up to his title as God of War, but in a way that he chooses to be the right thing to do.
It's... on the one, that's not much to like build a plot around, and it's not really, I'll be honest, as compelling. It's just like, I am a big advocate of like knowing when's enough, knowing to say stop, to let something actually end, and like this is one of them. It's just sort of like it's such a solid ending. For him sitting on that throne, to then just go like, nah, we'll like now see what Kratos doing some like adjudication now. I guess it's just sort of like, it's you're dragging it out now at this point. It's like, I'd either do nothing at all or like an Atreus only game. Just let it, or like a completely new IP, please. I'm done with Kratos. Just let him. He like the whole like arc of like 2018 and then Ragnarok is that like he's old. He's an old man. Like, I know, like blah blah blah. He's a god. He can live forever. Blah blah blah.
No, the fact that he's old doesn't play a part into that at all. His entire motivation is he is running from what he fears in himself. He'd rather die than face what he remembers and what he fears that he is and will forever remain. That being the like his complete downfall in God of War 3, because like God of War 3 was like the pinnacle where he just goes full on the most violent, selfish monster version of himself. Because in the other 5 Greek era games, there is still like that lingering bit of humanity to him. But to him, after what he had done, after he destroyed Greece in his selfish pursuit of vengeance, when he realizes what had happened, when Athena walks up to him, being all like, "All right, give me my power, dude. Give me my power. I'm gonna be in charge of all of creation now." He realizes, oh, I'm massively fucked up. I am a terrible human being. I don't deserve to live, and you don't deserve to lead. And so he attempts to kill himself. But because he is cursed in the first game to be unable to take his own life, he survives, and for however many years follows, hundreds or some people speculate that it's been like around a millennia by the time we see him in God of War 2018, that is all he can see himself as a monster who doesn't deserve life, love, etc. So he just closes himself off from it. He falls in love with Faye, lives in this recluse as a recluse, and he develops sort of like a new persona, a new life for himself. So he, at the very least, can see himself now as a different person. And so the arc of the first two games is him running away, but then coming to terms with, at the very least, some parts of himself. And, like, as someone who also is an avid fan of researching psychology, this is, like, a very good example of, like, the ideas of Jungian shadow. He doesn't fully assimilate his shadow in the first game, but he accepts the fact that sometimes he needs to let that violence, these dark and powerful emotions not overtake him, but let them out and use them as tools. And only in Ragnarok, through Ragnarok and Valhalla, does he finally assimilate and fully come to terms with the entirety of his personal history and himself as a full and whole person. And no, nowhere in that was the story arc about, I'm old.
No, but like, I don't care. Whenever I say that he's old, I don't care about the lore reasons about how he is like an immortal. I get all of that, but like as a character, personality-wise, I'm talking characteristically here, he is supposed to be like an old man and like a father figure. I am passing something on to my child, and that's like a major component of Ragnarok, the fact that he trusts Atreus now and is leaving it up to Atreus, and it just seems so much like I'm done, I can rest kind of thing, like at the end of Rag. But to continue to drag him out, it's just sort of like these franchises, man. I can't just. They need to learn how to end it.
I see what you mean, and there needs to be a finality to things. For example, I do not want to see Uncharted continued. Uncharted 4 was a good ending for Nate's story, and I'm very glad that they ended things off where they did. At the end of Valhalla, however, he didn't sit on his throne to rest. He accepted the responsibility of his title, the title that he had once claimed for a completely different reason, now reclaims as something benevolent. He has a responsibility to his people, and I don't want any a new game where Kratos just governs over the Norselands. I'd rather see that maybe as a visual novel, a comic book, a regular book, a graphic novel, anything like that. But there is a good enough story justification for him to explore other lands, for him to attempt to take on responsibility over not just Norse but all other pantheons as a whole. That could be something interesting to tackle. And at the same time, if there will be no other games, this is also a very good place to drop it. But I don't feel like they're overplaying their hand. I genuinely don't have that feeling. With Uncharted 4, when I played that for the first time and I finished it, I was like, okay, that's awesome. I love the franchise. I would love to see more games like this, but I don't want to see any more Uncharted because that would be overplaying their hand. And then they released Lost Legacy, the game with Chloe and Nadine. A great spin-off, and I was really glad that it doesn't continue Nate's story. I'm like, okay, very good. They know when enough is enough. Since they developed a new engine, they can reuse some assets. They gave us this Miles Morales-sized spin-off game about the other characters. Good world building, expanding the plot. Same thing Santa Monica will definitely do with Atreus, but Uncharted already fully played up to all they can do with Nathan's story. Santa Monica, I genuinely don't feel like they're stretching it out as far with Kratos here. Probably mostly because it is a mythological story, there is a lot more leeway that I can give to a game like that. A game series like that.
It's... I'm tired, boss. And, no, I can't agree with that at all. And also, like, I don't even, like, agree with the Uncharted example, because, like you said, the Uncharted 4, it wasn't the end. It's like, we got one more game to go even after.
That was a spin-off game.
I know.
It wasn't continuing Nate's story. Nate's story is like fully over.
But we're drowning in fucking spin-offs and
yeah,
sequels.
That was literally just a single spin-off. You can look at that as sort of like oh my god, I keep forgetting how to say this in English. What is the opposite of a prelude?
What?
What is the opposite of a prelude?
Prelude, epilogue?
Yeah, you can look at that as like an epilogue for the secondary characters. So we got the epilogue for Nate, that is like a time jump, like, you know, him, his daughter, yada yada, and this is just the epilogue, but more playable for Chloe, Nadine, and Sam. And that's it. And in my opinion, that works, and I'm really glad they didn't decide to, oh, let's make an entire game series about Sam and Sully's adventures. Now, if they were to come out and, I don't know, release a graphic novel or a book about Sam, Sally, Chloe, Nadine, or maybe even like that fun, I keep forgetting his fucking name, dude from Uncharted 3, who is Chloe's love interest, who is essentially Bruce Willis, but in video game form.
I don't know.
If they were to drop something like that, just, you know, a book or a comic, I'm down for that. But I'm glad they know when enough is enough when it comes to their games.
I just, like, give me all the justification in the world. Like, I don't really know how to, like, explain it more than, like, all right, I like steak. Okay, I ate a steak. That does not mean I immediately want another steak and another steak and another steak and another steak. You know. Give me, like, can I eat something else?
But at the same time, you can just not take the stick. You can just, you know, I have a stick, I'm gonna go home with this stick. I don't need more stick.
I don't even, like, vibe with that. Like, the idea that, a game sequel doesn't have, like, effect on the games that come before, I don't vibe with that either. Because I'll give you an example of, like, the Souls community, where, or the Souls games. So, in case you don't know, the main plot of all the Souls games is basically that it takes place in the apocalypse, or close to the apocalypse. But on the sheer fact that there is a Dark Souls 2 and a Dark Souls 3 and a whole bunch of spin-offs, you're like, the plot is that this is the last gasp of life in this world, but because there's so many sequels and spin-offs, you're like, Jesus, this last gasp is lasting a very long time, you know, type of thing. And it makes the plot of the first game, like, very pointless now, in retrospect.
Yeah, with the Dark Souls example, yeah, that is definitely stretching it the hell out, because they already established that there is a set and a very limited timer for the entire storyline.
But like even with God of War, like the last God of War game's called Ragnarok, literally an apocalypse, the end, nothing more after this.
But then same thing can be applied to God of War 3, like apocalypse. Why the fuck do we still have more games? Why is
well, I actually kind of do wish it ended on God of War 3. Let's just bring up that sample. I remember as I don't really like these Norse games all that much. So it is still, like, consistent of, like, what I want kind of thing. This is, like, I'm trying to get across, this is why I have a problem with it. Obviously, I've accepted the fact that, like, this franchise just isn't for me anymore. But I'm explaining, like, whenever you're coming to me, like, are you hyped for this? I'm like, not really, no. Because I wasn't even that hyped whenever 2018. I don't even remember back in 2018 whenever I saw that first trailer, I was just like, oh, Kratos is back. And even like I kind of like Ascensions, but I even thought they were pushing it with Ascensions. Just like, they're really dragging this out. It's like, here's like I remember like back before 2018 God of War, what I thought if they were ever gonna do another thing, what I thought they were going to do, and this is not an idea. I don't want them to do this now, but what I thought they would have done is have us an adventure with Kratos while he's under the employ of Ares. And see what that would have been like while he was working for under Ares.
Yeah, that would be overplaying it, like stretching it out way too much. Because Ascension already came out when there was like a big fatigue. Because like at the very least, for people who played all the God of War games, not just the original trilogy, but also the spin-offs. After like the Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta, you're just sitting there being like, man.
Although I do like Ghost of Sparta quite a bit.
These are good stories. They're like every single one of those games. Like I really enjoy what they do for the world building. But man, they came out so consecutively. I'm just fucking tired.
Yeah, and I'm tired now of these Norse games. Is my point.
There's literally only fucking 2 of them with a
But they're so big. They're so massive and long. Like, I'm pretty sure Ragnarok is like the combined length of, what, 3 Greek God of War games? How long is the campaign for Ragnarok?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, when I finished the base campaign, it was probably like 30-something hours. I would do an occasional side quest here and there, but then only after that I would go for the rest of them. But like, somewhere in the 30 hours. But yeah, that trumps like all 3 games combined lengthwise, yeah.
Yeah, and even like, I actually as far, even though I know that Norse games aren't for me, I actually think that Ragnarok. I've noticed that like Ragnarok has been getting a little bit of hate, with people saying that 2018's better, whatever. I disagree, on principle of there's a lot of God of War 3 energy in Ragnarok where, God of War 3 really was like, okay, let's cram everything in and as tight as we can and try and deliver on every possible bit of fan service thing that we could do. Ragnarok was kind of like that as well, where they crammed in like, okay, we're going to have every world, every god, every like thing that you could possibly want from this particular character.
Well,
and then
Valhalla on the top of that.
Yeah, and then Valhalla's going to wrap up any loose threads that we might have missed and whatever. And that's like all the more the points of like this really should be the end, because this is the like, okay, I can understand the Norse games aren't for me, but I can respect the fact that Ragnarok is an absolute complete package of a game. Like, I can't, if you're a fan of the Norse games, I don't know how the devs could deliver any more, is what I'm saying. For a fan of that, which is why I'm like, why would you want to over-egg the breakfast anymore than that? Oh sugar, have I got an autosave on whenever they caught me?
Yeah, also, like bringing it back, a little bit. When people say they prefer God of War 2018 over Ragnarok, usually they mean in terms of story. And yes, the script is much better paced and much better condensed in 2018. With the Ragnarok script, you can really tell that, yeah, a lot of those things, like, because Ragnarok was originally planned to be made in 2 parts, and you can tell that, yeah, a lot of these story beats needed a little bit more breathing room. So the script is paced a little bit awkwardly. But when it comes to just the storyline and the script on itself, 2018 is much better done and better presented. But gameplay-wise, oh my goodness, Ragnarok is such a good improvement. The engine, the combat engine, it works to its fullest in Ragnarok. The encounters, all the enemy types have been refined. There's much more variety, diversity in encounters. Proper boss fights, everything fantastic, and Valhalla on top of that is just the perfect summary of everything that works about this combat engine as a whole-ass separate game mode. So, mechanically and gameplay-wise, Ragnarok trumps it 1,000-fold.
Did you say Ragnarok was initially supposed to be, or the Norse games as a whole were initially supposed to be a trilogy?
Yes, Ragnarok was supposed to be in 2 parts.
I actually prefer that it's that it is the way that it is over a trilogy, because if I think the fact that it isn't a trilogy has forced the writers to have to cut a lot of fat, and you can tell that. And I think the pacing's better in Ragnarok than had it been if there was a trilogy. I can so easily see how bloated those games would have been story-wise had there been another game. Because there is, you know, pressure creates diamonds sometimes. Having to, I don't know if you've ever heard this saying in writing. There's a saying in writing. I'm sorry I had to send. I'm sorry I sent you this. I'm sorry this email is 10 pages long. If I had more time, it would have been 1 page long. You know, brevity is the soul of wit. The fact that that they were under that pressure to make it into 2 games whenever they thought that they were going to have a trilogy, I think that pressure made for a much more better paced game, because had it been a trilogy, they would have just like rested on their laurels a bit and just sort of like imagine a version of Ragnarok where it only had half of the worlds that you could explore, or like it would feel more incomplete. Or like, put it to you this way, here's another way of thinking about it. Imagine God of War 3 split in half. Would that have made it better? And I don't think it would have.
Definitely not, but at the same time, God of War 3 is essentially like what the second part of Ragnarok would have been. Originally, they were planning to like splice up Ragnarok with the first half of Ragnarok being like God of War 2, like essentially assembling everything that needs to happen for Ragnarok. How Kratos goes on a journey to the Sisters of Fate in God of War 2, and it all ends and culminates with him assembling the army of Titans. And the second part of Ragnarok would just straight up be everything absolutely goes down. And while I definitely see your point, and I myself am glad that it is just one game for the sake of just we have this story reach the Norse story reach its conclusion, but some plot beats like the Ragnarok itself, the final battle, it just feels so undercooked to the point where I wouldn't have wanted them to.
I love that final battle.
At the very least, slightly restructure the game we have, because man, like that Ragnarok segment, in my opinion, should have been much grander in scope. It just especially after like how pumped, how hyped up we are to like. We bring the Doom to Asgard. We're about to wreak havoc. This is gonna be Normandy mixed with every single other battle in human history you can imagine, but like tenfold, because it's fucking gods fighting. And we just run down a narrow trench, kill a couple of dudes, that's it. We fight Thor. Real nice boss fight. We fight Odin, a really enjoyable boss fight because we get to beat the shit out of that shit-eating bastard, and that's it. It's over like that.
You telling me that this hypothetical second Norse God of War game, let's just say that the Ragnarok that we have now is the third. This hypothetical second Norse game would have been like God of War 2. That has completely sold me on the fact that I'm so glad that we never got that game in the first place, because I fucking hate God of War 2. I have problems with the Norse games.
Really?
Yeah, I have problems with the Norse games. However, they are not the worst God of War games. God of War 2 is the worst God of War game by far. It is awful. God of War 2 is just straight bad. and I'm so happy.
You have piqued my interest.
I am so happy that there isn't a Norse God of War, a Norse equivalent of God of War 2 out there. Whenever you proposed that, I actually like had a. You could see it on stream. I kind of had like a panic attack there, just like of like, okay, this premise I'm already not really on board for with the Norse games, but then it's going to be like a kind of echo of the worst game in the franchise. Fuck that. I'm so happy that that game doesn't exist in that case, and it's also a big reason why I love Ghost of Sparta instead, because I think Ghost of Sparta is just better God of War 2. It's just what God of War 2 should have been.
Sparta is fucking fantastic. The single issue is that there are too many grappler enemies. That breaks up the pace of combat way too much, but other than that, so fucking good. But God of War 2, like, mechanically, story-wise, I would say, like, God of War 2 is the only one where like story-wise, it's the one game where you need to either apply the most headcanon to or do way too much research compared to the other games. Because with it, you were just thinking like,
before coming
why did he do X instead of Z and etc. etc. With God of War 1, 3, and the spin-offs, you know, Chains of Olympus, Ghost of Sparta, Ascension, you don't have that issue. But with God of War 2. Like, if you just played that game, I'm 100% guaranteeing that most people who just played, because that happened to me, had way more questions than answers after playing God of War 2. But mechanically, I really enjoy God of War 2. Good environments, good encounters. I will say this: the Temple of Fate is not as good. It's not as good of a dungeon as the Temple of Pandora. Because man, the Temple of Pandora is so well fucking done. The first game. Every time I replay that game, I keep forgetting that most of the game is condensed to the Temple of Pandora, and it is just such a well done, like the only way I would describe it, it's not really a Metroidvania, but like the way the dungeons all connect to each other, it gives that Metroidvania vibe, and the way all of the dungeons have like distinct and different vibes to them, and yet they all fit as a part of the whole, and at the same time you don't get tired or lost in it. Absolutely love it. The Temple of the Fates is overall enjoyable, but it's like the pacing of it after you fight Urael, the big fat Gorgon lady. The pacing kind of drops after that.
Oh, really? He disappeared? Now that's
Just finish this cutscene and then I'll give my thoughts on God of War 2.
Our dear Cerberus did not disappear without signing his work. Apparently, he left the complete plans of the tower somewhere inside the
So this whole game takes place in flashback.
For the one who knows how to look.
Because Styx is captured by this governor.
Hey, Rakash. Use your butt. Find that library and dig us out the secret plans of the atrium.
Styx, welcome home. I'm upstairs if you need anything.
Oh, I love this music. Okay. So, wait, have I not been shown gameplay footage? But
no, you have. Like,
okay.
I've been watching the stream this whole time.
Oh, Amika's in chat. Hello. Hello. Oh, how long has she been there? Hi, Amika. Okay, so, let me switch to display. Alright then. God of War 2 review. Retarded story, awful bosses, poor level design, and just like the worst abilities in the franchise. I fucking hate it. And also it kind of and it was the big reason why I had a huge hate boner for Cory Barlog. Hey, Emeka. Just wanted to pop in and give you some support. Thanks very much. It's why I hated Cory Barlog for so long. because it undid the ending for God of War 1, which I thought was perfect. And then finally that ending was restored in Valhalla, which is why I don't want them to go any further than Valhalla. But no, I hate God of War 2. It's so bad. Like, I wanted to make a video about this, on how good the level design for God of War 1 was. You were talking about Pandora's Temple a while back. So here's something interesting about God of War 1's level design. Every encounter, every fight in the game, they always introduce some new layer, whether it be some new thing. Go back and play the game and you'll be able to see it. They either add in a new weapon, a new spell, a new enemy, or an environment that changes the encounter in some way or adds some kind of gimmick in some kind of fashion. Or it's a very unique enemy combo that will really change the dynamics of the fight. For the encounters in God of War 2, however, they're just like rooms of enemies that just like fucking throw a dart. Like, who cares? Just chuck some enemies in there and not really even think about it. And really bad.
Hold up. The combat engine has the reason you have so many of those enemy encounters like that is because of the way the combat engine now allows for a much more in-depth combination of attacks, something that leads then into God of War 3, the combat engine of which is just absolutely fantastic. People to this day, people like Extreme Gameplays on YouTube, find really, really engaging ways to play around with what that engine allows for. When it comes to bosses, God of War 1, what bosses? The Armored Minotaur and Ares.
And Hydra. 3 really great solid bosses. I will gladly take 3 really good bosses over fighting random Kratos-sized dude with a spear and like Medusa, but bigger.
The Barbarian King. That's a good boss fight right there.
Sucked.
My dude, what? Come on, elaborate on why it sucked.
I just remember it's been ages since I've played God of War 2 because funny enough, people need to understand this about me. I'm actually not a contrarian. I don't like playing things that I don't like. So it was a one and done for me with God of War 2.
Really, the Sisters of Fate. The Sisters of Fate boss fights were fucking sick.
The fat one?
Not the fat one was more of
a level, but
it's not even a boss fight. It's more of a puzzle. I'm talking about the tag team and the 2 main sisters on their own.
Even with that type of stuff, see, like even things that God of War 2 might have done good were done better in other games. Like that tag team style fight with some sister, they're not deities, but sister deities equivalent, was done better with the Furies in Ascension.
Furies and Ascension were really good, but this Sisters of Fate, I wouldn't say that one is better than the other. They go for very similar yet different things. While the tag team of the Sisters of Fate is both a test of combat, but at the same time a bit of a time challenge with breaking the mirrors. The Fury Sisters, those are purely a combat challenge, and a very good one that utilizes the very limited and very infuriating combat engine of Ascension to its best. I will never forgive them for the fact that they took some primary combos that we've had for 4 games, because the mobile game doesn't count. It controls completely differently. It's fucking side scroller. So we had 4 games up to this point. That all... Oh, actually 5, because the original trilogy plus the 2 spin-offs. We had 5 games where those primary combos you would learn and would use and would incorporate into your gameplay style. But now most of the combos are delegated in Ascension to only being unlockable after you earn your Fury of the Gods mode, your Spartan Rage mode of that game, which was just insufferable. Being locked out of more than half of your moveset until you could rage was just stupid.
I disagree with that because what those combos that they lock away from you, they give you like a weaker equivalent of. So really, like the combos that you unlocked.
Not really. You cannot pull off 4 and 5 button combos unless you got the fucking rage on.
But the 4 and 5 button combos, they're really just like the combo, the 3 button combo that you already have, just with like more damage, essentially, just like two more attacks of the same attacks that you're doing. It's the same combo, just that
not at all. Not at all. It follows up on that combo, and all the 5 button combos for the previous games, you could tie them into other inputs. You can end it early by hitting a heavy attack early. You could go into Hermes Ascension with the L1 plus X to go up into the air. With God of War Ascension, you are so limited in how many things you can do, because you can do only a basic 3 button combo that always almost always ends on a heavy attack, and you cannot tie that into a next button prompt. So you're forced to tie your combos with magic, the magic throw from the different blade modes, which is just such a clunky way of doing things. On top of that, the magic works quite differently in Ascension, where it has like not a single big bar, but it has bar in chunks, which also just infuriates me to no end. It is mechanically weaker than the rest of the Greek series. You may like it, like you may like its simplicity, but it just takes away so much of the player's agency. That is an objective flaw.
I still find myself. It's definitely the hardest out of all the Greek games, I think. Maybe God of War 2 and all of its jank at its hardest might be harder. But I still got a lot of satisfaction about Ascension. And I would say I like the bosses a lot more in Ascension than I did in God of War 2. Definitely vividly remember that.
The bosses you can beat by literally holding your controller upside down. Like, when I first played that game, I got so infuriated by how it doesn't challenge me almost at all. Maybe because I literally binged the entire rest of this series up to that point. But I literally started holding the controller with one hand upside down, and it I did that on the Chimera boss fight and those I keep forgetting the
twins,
the manticores,
right.
And like. Beat them with literally no damage, and then when I started fighting Castor and Pollux, I finally was, oh, okay, a little bit of challenge, yes, and still like not quite it. I like the mechanics. I like the mechanics of the Castor and Pollux and the Furies boss fights. I like how they utilize the whole mechanic with the Eyes of Truth and the Amulet of Ouroboros with Amulet of Ouroboros with the Castor and Pollux boss fight, how the entire platform essentially breaks apart, restructures itself. I really like that. With the Sisters of Fate using the Eyes of Truth to create and use the vulnerable spots, that was really nice. But if they didn't change the combat engine, I would have had so much more satisfaction out of those fights if I didn't feel so restricted in my basic melee capabilities.
What difficulty did you play Ascension at?
I either started it on hard or medium, because I then came back to play it on whatever the equivalent of fucking God mode or whatever it is for Ascension. I don't remember if they renamed the difficulty levels.
Yeah, I do remember playing it on. It's not the hardest difficulty, but it's the hardest difficulty you can play it without doing one playthrough first. And I remember it just like killing me. It was way harder than God of War 3. I remember that vividly.
I'll just say one thing. If you fully completed it with without updating it, like if your PS3 or whatever you played it on wasn't connected to the internet when you first played it and fully beat it, mad respect for the challenge of Archimedes, because that shit is.
Oh
like,
yeah, I remember that. That's harder than the final boss.
God of War throwing a bunch of enemies and be like, that's good fucking arena design.
Yeah, alright, I'll give you that. I'll give you that one. That arena sucked, and I think I did do that because I played God of War Ascension for the first time in 20. When did Charlie make that video?
Maybe bring me back something from the library.
Go on.
I've heard that a renowned treatise on alchemy is hidden there.
The gaming.
The kind of book that's so radical that it was placed under a glass cover.
Because while you look that up, because to my surprise, I only recently, like a few years ago, because for the longest time I did not have Wi-Fi. Like
3 years ago.
Oh, nice.
I played God of War Ascension first time 3 years ago. So yeah, it wouldn't have been connected to the internet at all.
If I do it,
Nice. Because only recently, because for the longest time I didn't have Wi-Fi in my apartment. Like, if I were to have a computer, it would be connected. Like, literally, for most of my youth, because I had my parents' PC up until it broke when I was like around middle school. It wasn't dial-up internet. Well, actually, yeah, it was dial-up internet because it used the phone cable. Because like dial-up internet is when you use a phone cable, right?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And only like I think like 2019, when I saved up some of my salary and bought a PS4 for myself and my mother to play, because my mother really fucking loves the Uncharted series. Like, she is the biggest fan of the tomb raiding genre. Like, I think that's where I get my massive itch for like Indiana Jones and whatnot from. And so she loves Tomb Raider, Uncharted, etc. And like we needed PS4 to play Uncharted 4, so I saved up my salary and bought it for us. And I realized that like with a lot of PS4's like capabilities, like, you know, playing some games online, some games being free to play, I think we might need Wi-Fi. And so I also purchased the Wi-Fi router and got the contract with the company that provides Wi-Fi, etc., etc. And so we finally, for the first time ever, not only had a new console, but also plugged an internet cable into it. And then when I plugged it into a PS3 to see what, like whether or not some of my games have updates, to just see maybe, you know, I can get some DLC for them, etc., I learned that Ascension got a patch where the Archimedes challenge was made easier.
So you didn't get that patch, or you did?
I did, but only after I already had several save files. Like, I've already completed that game several times.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about the same then. Well, there you go. I guess that's the bulk of my thoughts on God of War then. And needless to say, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this franchise. If they make another game, probably not even gonna look at it, honestly.
Manny, I get it. You're just a David Jaffe meat writer. You just hate everything Cory Barlog does. I got you.
I absolutely am. I will meat write with no shame.
There should be shame for David Jaffe. For some reason, doesn't want Kratos to have character development.
They gave him character development in the first game.
That's what shocks me. He doesn't want him to. He just wants him to be a rage machine for the rest of his life. Like you've seen that video of him. He posted like what was it, a year or two ago, where he got mad at the Norse games. Like,
I've heard of that.
You made him a family man. You gave him like a tragic backstory and motivation, and you want him to be reduced to nothing more than a vengeful killing machine. Like, David, why are you contradicting your own first contribution to the series?
I've heard about that, and people were ragging him on that, and they were also ragging him on the way that he played. What was it, Metroid? Dread, I think it was.
No, honestly, I have no idea. I just watched the full clip of his rant, but like didn't pay attention to what he was playing or doing in the background.
I think I took that as that he was more upset at the fact that it wasn't a Greek tragedy anymore. Because Kratos gets a happy ending in the end, if you go by the Norse games.
But that's actually not what he had a problem with. He had a problem with the fact that he is a tragic and tormented character, and he said that my Kratos would just angrily like slaughter the Pantheon or something like that. He was making an emphasis on Kratos being like a vengeful doom guy sort of character, which just completely shocked me. Because like, dude, your own game doesn't do that. Like Kratos slays Ares. Kratos slays Ares, but not because of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill you, but not because like, you fucked up my life. You wanted a murder. You wanted a monster. I am a monster now because of you. You die. Yeah. And now David is like trying to play up the like uber murder machismo of Kratos, where I think maybe he would have phrased it completely differently. Maybe he was just on edge because of something. But like, judging by that clip alone, he majorly contradicts his own contributions to the series, and I think there just might be some bad blood between him and Santa Monica in general, which I will not get into. Corey and the rest of Santa Monica, in my eyes, did a phenomenal job with the series. David did a phenomenal job with the first game. I don't know what their beef is. I'm just looking at like what the product turned out to be, and I'm like, the entire series functions very soundly, like very little to no contradictions, and the retcon of the ending of the first game, like the whole idea behind that ending is because they didn't know whether or not they were gonna get a sequel, because like literally right as you walk up to the throne, or was it in Pandora's temple, there's a mural on the ground depicting that, oh, a vengeful warrior fights Zeus. This could be a prediction of the future. Interesting.
Of course, alright, this is again, what I think he was more talking about with that, and I of course, this is getting to the point where like I'm kind of sticking words into his mouth. I understand that, like, and maybe like I'm reading too much into it. And it, like, but I think like he just didn't have the ability to articulate what he was really getting at. And what he was really getting at was that he was sad that it wasn't really a tragedy anymore, because like the example that you gave with him killing Ares, the real poignant moment of that story was the fact that Athena goes back on her promise. She doesn't actually fulfill what Kratos wanted out of that whole...
Oh yes, precisely. The fact that gods fucked him over. They're like, we forgive you your sins. We need to make you forget them.
Yeah, and damn it! Oh, you gotta be kidding me! Oh, sugar. Fine. Alright. But like, so what I think he was getting at was that like the nightmares and things like that never leave Kratos in the Greek games, and they like kind of fuel him and towards this like path of doom. But they're clearly gone by not even at the beginning of God of War 2018. It's actually happened in between those games. And I know you're about to scream comic. I don't care about the comic establishing it and the character change.
Don't read it. If only the first issue is worth reading, then it just devolves into just being stupid.
But you can't deny the fact that like right down to the voice actor, Kratos in 2018 versus Kratos in the Greek games are just completely different characters.
Personally, I can see like, and I can hear in in the portrayal, like the voice acting of Kratos, unless when he's screaming. When he's screaming, you can really tell. But when he is just when he's solemn, the Norse era Kratos, the Christopher Judge Kratos, I can read and I can imagine this being T.C. Carson's Kratos, but like after like hundreds of years of just being tired and just like literally like the exhausted Kratos, because the thing that T.C. Carson does in Ascension is very similar to what Christopher Judge does vocally in 2018 and Ragnarok, and you can hear that they're in a very similar range. And so for me, I still read that as a completely like that is that same character. And when it comes to the nightmares, while they are not as like as prevalent, they still haunt him, because like the whole thing between 20.
But it's in a much more stoic way. But it's a completely different personality is what I'm getting at. So like I can understand why an artist might be pissed at that. I'm playing like devil's advocate for this dude, because like I kind of get it. Why I might not like be this happy about it. Now he might not have like articulated that in the best way, which is why like people are getting up in arms. But I can kind of understand it. But then, of course, he could have articulated it in a better way, and this is me kind of reading too much into it and putting words into his mouth, and I understand that. But just like a part of me, I just don't like the utter dismissal of like the guy who started this, who made this character that you all love, and saying that he doesn't have a say, and also a bunch of people chiming in saying that, oh, he didn't really know the character in the first place. It's just like, no, you can't really say that. That's
a lot more people, at least like in the circle that I follow and talk to, like most of us, our reaction wasn't that like you don't know the character. Most of our reaction was just being baffled, because like, David, you made him a family man. You gave him a motivation.
But he's not a family. He's not a family man at the start of God of War 1. His family's dead. The only like
that's the only reason he has these nightmares, because they're of his wife and child. He doesn't give a shit about anyone else he's killed. At the very least, they don't torment his soul. Like, yes, he laments that his reputation as the Ghost of Sparta is like an absolute monster, but that is not what, at the end of the day, like, traumatized him the most. What traumatized him, what broke him as a man, was killing his wife and child, and that is the core of his persona.
But it's his family didn't exist in the story in the sense of like being physically there for something for him to interact with, except for one situation. Let me finish.
You need to be physically there for him to be considered a family man, because like if there was none of that, like if he wasn't a man who loves and is loyal to his concept of family, like the family that he chose, he created, he loved, and he cherished. If that was not the core of his character, he wouldn't give a shit about them dying.
Yes, but what I'm talking about, this is why like I bring up them being physically there. For the tragic part of that story is the fact that they're no longer there, and so like the family in the story only exists to like. I really like the way that Charlie phrased it in his God of War video, where he described it as like when Kratos tries to reach out for something emotionally, it's a bit like trying to reach for something with a phantom limb, and that's the role that the family plays in the story of the Greek games, and with the one exception being in Chains of Olympus, whenever he's in Elysium and he actively needs to fight out, like, shoo away Calliope. Is her name Calliope? Or
yes, Calliope.
Calliope.
His wife is Lysandra and the daughter is Calliope.
So in the OG story, that is the rule. That's the only way that the family really exists in that story. But for him to now have a new family and for it to be something that's there and something that he can use as a source of comfort, I can see why the original creator might find that like a fly in the face to what he wrote initially. So, like, that's why I can understand why someone might be pissed, and that is the point I'm trying to get at here.
Granted, yeah, I can see where you're coming from. I can see where you're coming from, and a part of me really hopes that that's what David Jaffe meant and was trying to say. But also another part of me thinks that if it was, he would have clarified it in
Sure,
any...
I'm putting a lot of words in his mouth. I understand that. Like he did at the end of the day, he didn't actually say any of the things I'm saying.
Overthink the hell out of things. A part of me also hopes that that's what he was going for, but at the same time, another part of me is very much worried that what he said was what he meant. That is what concerns me.
Well, the reason why I say all this stuff is because what the fans are saying about him doesn't make any sense either. That he thinks it's all like machismo. Because God of War really isn't that much of a glorification story. Like, everything involving violence in God of War is viewed in a very negative light. It's a very ugly, disgusting world. Oh, it's pretty looking, as in, like, the art direction and graphics and things like that are pretty looking. What I'm talking about is that, like, every person, every monster, everything in that world is just gross and violent and just ugh. And whenever you do see a bit of beauty, it's like corrupted in some way or straight up murdered, like in the case of Calliope or like Poseidon's daughter. Or is it a daughter? Or that princess? Or
yeah, Poseidon's princess, yeah, that's his
daughter or his wife? Or his daughter wife?
Oh my god, well it is Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Oh, alright. But yeah, but also those things are things developed by Corey. So Corey, like I also don't understand a lot of people who are like very like adamant, like Greek God of War era only fans, why they have such an axe to grind with Corey, given that the majority of the Greek games were like directed by Corey, and on top of that, Corey and David, they cooperate on God of War 1. So like the entire Greek trilogy is their shared effort, except like David took the lead in God of War 1, and Corey took the lead in the rest of the Greek franchise.
Well, remember, I can't speak for everyone, but remember, for me personally, I only really liked the plot of the first game. As I said earlier, I hated the second game. And for the third game, I kind of took the third game before Norse came out. I kind of took the third game as like a revenge piece against the second game, because I thought the second game fucked the story so much that the third game is basically saying, fuck it, destroy everything and restart. Well, not restart, just end it all. Just, like, take the mess that the second game left behind and just burn it to the ground.
That's interesting, given the fact that it's done by the exact same team.
I know.
It's an interesting take.
Yeah. It's like, this was my cope back before 2018. I actually used to think that for the second game they made a bad story on purpose just so they could burn it to the ground in the third game. Because I hated the story in 2.
I think one aspect that would have made a 2 story work quite a bit better, because I overall enjoyed it. It's just the aspect of time travel, because like whenever you introduce time travel into anything, it fucks with things.
Yeah.
So I think if they just remove the idea of time travel and have like Sisters of Fate not manipulate time physically, but like literally like essentially be like cosmic dungeon masters, where they can just, you know,
I'm not even paying attention to the game anymore.
What did you say?
I'm not even paying attention to the game anymore. But hopefully this yap is like compensation. We got a consistent like 3 or 4 people watching, and I mentioned, sorry to derail, I mentioned Emika earlier. Don't think she's in chat anymore. She's just said she was popping in. But Emika, she's not the VTuber that I'm like a fan of. She's a fan of the VTuber that I'm a fan of, and but she streams herself, and she's just like, she's even done some like voice acting work for me. Like she's voice acted some shit posts that I've made for like Lumi and other people in the community. And I was talking to you a while back about the voice actor project I have for you. I thought she like might join into that as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Could be interesting. I could send you this shit post that she voiced in, but I don't think you'll get them because they're kind of like inside jokes of that community. But no, she's great, fantastic. Go check out her streams. Anyone who's watching here, and she's like, she really enjoys like Nintendo games, but the main thing that she like seems to play is this game called Nike something. It's like it's a weeb game. It's a bit beyond me. Like, I confess, I like Lumi and I like Emika, but so I like these VTubers, but truth be told, I don't really like anime all that much. So this Nikki game's going over me. It just seems to be like, do you know what gacha is?
Yeah, the idea of like just randomly opening characters or loot or anything, like, because the term comes from gachapon. It's Japanese vending machines where you put in some money and get like a random trinket out of a selection of possible trinkets.
Yeah. Well, it seems to be one of those where you get anime babes and they just sort of like posing like, you know, with their big tits out, or like small and petite, and she seems to enjoy that a lot. She tells me that the story is very good. I'll just take her word for that. And she plays it for the plot.
Yeah, I was just about to make the joke. I played the game for the plot.
Yeah.
The plot.
And like, I don't even know what the gameplay is. The gameplay just seems to be, it's like, oh, my mum's calling me. Hang on. Oh no, okay. All right. She the gameplay seems to be just sort of like, you got your anime babes, and what the, okay, my mom's calling me. Hang on, I'll be back. Hello?
In the meantime, the lovely chat of Uncle Beastie. This stream was brought to you by not Raid Shadow Legends. I was about to make some sort of a joke. I forgot what I was about to say. But if anyone is there watching, alright, so if anyone's a fan of God of War, comment what's your favorite game. Let's bully Beastie together.
That was her just like inviting me to dinner later on. Right, what was I talking? Oh yeah, it's it's like this 2D play, and you got your anime babes, and they all got guns, and they're all behind cover, but they turn and shoot, but you don't actually get to shoot. They shoot for you, I think, and yeah, I don't think it's for me. Whatever that is, but she seems to enjoy it quite a bit.
Yeah, different books.
Yeah. All right, I just saw a DM from Emika that she has to catch a train, but she enjoys the app.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, back to the game. I might. Should I keep playing this? I'm not too sure. I don't think it's. I think I picked too hard of a difficulty. But let me see what else have I got kicking about. I decided not to play Kingdom Come on videos anymore because I just, for the life of me, can't make that into an interesting stream game. But I've been playing it by myself now. I've been having a ton of fun with it. Let's see what else I got. You said that you were going to prep up talking points. Did you have anything you want to...
Surprisingly enough, one of my talking points was God of War, but you were the one to bring it up.
I think we've done enough with the God of War talk. I think we need to move on.
I've crossed this talking point like 12 times at this point.
Yeah,
yeah. So our other talking point being, boo this man! He didn't finish Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
Boo this man!
It's mid. No, it's not. I grew a bigger appreciation whenever I was playing Arkham Origins there. But playing Arkham Origins last time was like a complete impulse thing. Just because Kai Cenat was doing it.
Ah, so we're trying to catch some of that cloud. I see.
Yeah.
But no, jokes aside, impulse games are something really good for Twitch.
Yeah. It was just like a complete impulse thing of like, let's just play this now. What time is it? I'll have to get something to eat soon.
Copy that. I'll have to be also going quite soon, but I will hop back in because we might have a shorter sesh today, though not quite sure.
Well, you'll be done at like 8 o'clock or something like that.
Depends on how long you stream. What is the time for you right now? It's like 5:20, right?
It's 4:20. Yeah.
Oh, 4:20.
Fuck, I love 4:20.
Oh!
We were talking about weed earlier. That was a complete coincidence.
Yeah, it was because okay, I miscalculate out what's the time difference. So, all right. Oh, that's because you guys have daylight savings. That's the thing. Okay. So my time right now is 7:21. We usually start the Dungeons and Dragons at 8 o'clock, which would be 40 minutes from now. But because you guys have daylight savings, it's not gonna be 6. It's gonna be 5 o'clock. That's where I miscalculated.
Yeah. Have you ever played the Ace Attorney games?
No, but I like the aesthetic of it. I like the courtroom drama genre, and I really like also the detective aspect of games like that. So I might try get myself like a few games if there's like a collection of Ace Attorney games for Switch, I'll just play that on my Switch emulator. If I need to get an emulator of like an older Nintendo console, I will do it because I've been meaning to play that series for a while. I fucking love point and clicks like Broken Sword, like Siberia, etc., and especially ones that have like a little bit of a detective aspect, which is why I also want to play the Sam and Max series.
Well, Sam. Oh, no. Well, Max. Really stuck it in this time, little buddy. Okay, I'm not really into any of that. However, like, I want to get into it. I want to broaden my horizons out. And I actually own the Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright trilogy. I barely know anything about Ace Attorney. I know there's a clown lady that copyrighted it to Goon 2. But other than that, I know it's about lawyers. I know there's some point-and-click elements, but that's it, pretty much. But, like, I'll just install it here right now. Wonder if I could change it up. On Twitch.
Oh, wait, is it on Steam?
Yeah, I think all the games are on Steam.
Oh, well, yeah, then I'm gonna look it up. I thought it was like a Nintendo exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh, also, if you're like ever like if Ace Attorney hooks you or if you're ever in a market for like point and clicks, Broken Sword is like a way to go. That shit's goated.
Sorry, Broken Sword is what?
If you're ever in a mood for point and clicks, like if Ace Attorney like grips you, if you like that kind of gameplay of like exploring, clicking around, like figuring out puzzles, Broken Sword is goated.
Right, I really don't, but I want to get into like puzzle games because Okay, do you remember I had this concept of can Just Dance teach a white boy how to dance?
Oh, you want to do can point and click games teach
Make
a
me
white
smarter.
boy to focus? Oh, teach an ADHD person to focus on things?
Well, I don't have ADHD, but like, can puzzle games make you smarter? That's what I had planned.
Oh, good thinking.
Thing is that I'm not smart, and I typically don't like puzzles in video games, but I'll give it a shot. And I've been told Ace Attorney is like one of the best. Let me see. Ace Attorney.
My two biggest recommendations for this genre would be, as I've stated previously, Broken Sword and the Siberia games. I haven't played the third one, but I've played Siberia 1 and 2, both growing up and in the recent years quite a bit, and those games are an absolute fucking vibe.
Okay, I'm changing the title of my stream to Ace Attorney. I'm too... Fuck me, I misspelled 2. I typed in 2, TWO. I'm too... Nah, do you know what? That might be a part of the joke. I'm too stupid for this, was going to be the title. But should I deliberately misspell 2 now?
Yes, I'm too stupid for this. Yes, go for it, that's funny.
Too stupid for this.
Dude, that is perfect. That's how unintentional fucking comedy comes into existence. I love that shit.
Yes. Attorney. Oh, it doesn't, the Ace Attorney trilogy doesn't seem to be an option. Okay, I'll just go for the most popular one. Even though I know this is not the game I'm playing. Done. Okay. Title change. I just said earlier I don't like anime, and now I'm about to play an anime game.
You know, when it's in a video game format, it's a little bit different. Anime is also not quite my cup of tea. I don't know, I'm just never into it. But I've seen a couple of anime like feature-length films, and it's a bit easier for me to digest that. I guess I'm just not into like how serialized animes do that. How there's like way too much for me to get into, and plus like the visual art. Sorry, the visual art style isn't quite my cup of tea. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it. It's just not quite my cup of tea. I much prefer things like where it is inspired by anime, but overall the visual language is something different. Like, for example, how Boondocks does it. The art style is very similar to anime, but has its own more, like, you know, classic comic book art style identity. I guess it's really more into that. But when it comes to video games specifically, like shit like Devil May Cry, like, that's goated. Like, I should replay that series, because I've only fully played, I was supposed to God of War. No, we finished that talking point. I've only fully finished Devil May Cry 4 and the first one. I gotta play the whole series.
Okay, I've got the game up, but it's very loud, and I don't know how to turn it down. Okay, there we go. Right, that's the quietest I can go. Alright, fine. Check the volume on the stream for me real quick.
Now, 1 minute. Oh shit, I was pressing the wrong push to talk button. So yeah, as I was saying, it's loud, but it's well balanced. It's not overtaking your volume.
Okay, check. This is loud on my end. I'm gonna listen to it for myself real quick. There'll be a risk, but I'll try and make myself a little louder by putting the game up. Hello, check, 1 2. This might get a bit ear-rapey. Okay, we'll stick with that for now. Hopefully the game doesn't get too much lighter. I think this is the original trilogy, or like this is where the franchise started. Am I right?
I have no idea.
Fuck it. We're diving in. So Ace Attorney. Yeah, 2001. Surely this is gonna be the first one. Justice for All. Trials and Tribulation. Okay. We'll do the first one. Episode 1. The Turnabout. Oh no, I'm gonna have to read. My dyslexic ass is gonna have to read. Play the first Turnabout.
Well, yeah, of course you're gonna have to read. There's no voice acting in it.
Oh no. Gasp. Gasp. Oh no, it's a dead woman. Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. This looks like someone with like your posh voice that you do. Defendant lobby. Okay. Boy, I'm nervous. Right. Hello. Oh, hi, Chief. Phew. Glad you made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes a murder trial right off the bat, like this. I have to move my phone. This is a lot about you, and your client as well. So this is my first ever trial, and it's a murder trial? Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over! Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death! Despair! Ah! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die! Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong with you, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. I'm finished. I can't live in the world without her. I can't. Who? Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? Person responsible for your girlfriend's death? Alright, it's his girlfriend. Tell the newspapers say that it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one, is it? A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was an unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm gonna do. August 3rd, 10 AM. District Court, courtroom number 2. Alright, I know this. I know objection. I know this guy. Yeah, the judge. Court in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright? This is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. How much... Do you want to join in on this? You still there? Az? Oh dear God, I've had enough of it. Just checking he's okay. Oh! Bro, gotta do something real quick. Okay, it went away. That's fine. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your clients. I'm not a voice actor, as you'd say. This is really something where you want a voice actor. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should test ascertain the readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Gulp. Hands shaking. Palms sweating. Mom spaghetti. Eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in the case. Larry Butts. My Faye. Is that the woman? The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me the victim's name. Here, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... wait. Uh-oh. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix! Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim? Of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab and check at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Alright, this is how they, like, string you along. Mr. Wright, here's the victim's name. Well, I need to check, It's not Maya, that's Maya. Oh wait, I can look. Okay. Attorney badge. No one will believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't have this. Sydney's say she's named Sydney. Time of death. 31st of August, 4 p.m. 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Sydney Stone. The victim's name is Sydney Stone. Correct. Now tell me what's the cause of death? She died because of what? Hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed. Mr. Wright, good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed. That's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright just told us the victim was struck by a blunt object. Would you care to explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it's into evidence. Statue shaped of the Thinker. It's rather heavy. Right. You should pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently. Alright. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. Alright. I'm gonna get some tea so I can prepare myself for this. You get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Mr. Butts, is it true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy! We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. If I need... Smart enough to know who Mark Antony is. It's Roman history. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She was just taking my phone call. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me ever. What's to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you described is genuinely what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. What's the age rating for this? She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it! Lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Alright. The victim's passport arrived home from Paris on the 7th... Alright, a month ago before the murder. Or a month and a bit. The day... Oh, no, wait! No, I'm retarded. The day before the murder. Jesus. I am stupid. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way! The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. Damn, man. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman Miss Stone was. A whore. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I wait and see what happens? Stop him from answering. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to the case. Ugh. Whence? Dude, Nick, what do you mean, irrelevant? That cheating she-dog? I'm gonna die! I'm just gonna drop dead! Yeah, and... Whoa, wait, I'm gonna take to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Wait, Judge, you're really gonna go with that? Oh boy, this is not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Gulp. Gulp. Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. Oh, he went. Why did he tell me that? What do I do? Have him answer honestly, stop him from answering. I'll send him a signal. Lie like a dog. Well, it's like this. I don't remember. You don't remember? Well then, we'll just have to remind you. I got a bad feeling about this. We have a witness that you came that can prove that you did go to the victim's apartment that day. Well, that simplifies the matter. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring in Mr. Frank Schwitt to the stand. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, man. Mr. Schwatt, you sell newspaper subscriptions? Is this correct? Oh, yeah. No, I'm gonna do that voice. That would be a good voice like that. That's just me. And, in the chat right now. Oh, yes, newspaper. Oh, yes, newspapers, yes. This character design, okay. I dogs myself, like... Do I confess this? So, my local community is a little racist. We used to have these, public theater plays. And, we have a local theater, right? And they would tell popular stories like Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, Harry Potter, Aladdin, things like that. You know, popular children's tales. But they would make, like, alterations. And, I can't remember what it was, or why they did this, but on one situation, I was like 4 whenever I saw this. This is 2004, different time. But my local theater group, I don't even know what the play was, but they had a musical number. It had no relation to the play whatsoever. They made their own musical number where where one of the actors put on blackface, a turban, and a robe, and with an Indian accent, and a dot on his head, with an Indian accent, made a little musical number of how great our local town is. And I thought it was hilarious as a 4-year-old, just because he was doing a funny voice. But yeah, I'm glad. I hope that footage is like buried at the bottom of the ocean, or whatever. My dad still quotes that musical number now and again. I'll not sing it to you today, but I could like just like imagine the first character in Aladdin. You know, the merchant who like, ah yes, look at this lamp, that, you know, that kind of character. But like a white guy in blackface. And that's reminding me a lot of this character right here. But that theater play was great because like another running gag that we had this character who, regardless of the story, we would always put this character in. Her name was Dame Daphne, and she was just a dude dressed up as a woman who would like goad the audience and like take the piss out of the cast members and the various characters in the story. Or sometimes she would play the characters in the story, like the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz or something like that. And she'd be like, oh, I'm left up here on this post, and the audience would go, oh, and then she'd go, oh, yourselves, you know, that kind of thing. Oh yes, newspapers. Mr. Schwitt, you have proceeded with your testimony. Please tell the court you saw what you saw the other day of the murder, on the day of the murder. Witness testimony. Witness account testimony. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must have been in a hurry, and he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it was strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to the nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. But then you wouldn't have seen his face. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at this time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone of Mr. Schwitt used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record, the electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. Yeah, okay, that checks out. Now, Mr. Wright? Yes, yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? Your Honor? Alright, Wright, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? The client is innocent, right? And then that witness must have lied about it in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. Did he get the times wrong? He said that he found the body at 1 p.m. First, find the contradiction between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with tab and point the contradiction in the testimony. I think it's the timing. You got the timing wrong. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw the man fleeing the apartment. How did he see his face? I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open. Wait, hang on. Okay, no. Tab. Yes. Aha! No, the time of death was 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and he arrived at 1 p.m., he said. Backspace is a weird option. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open. Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. And then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. God, please me, however, I've already read this.
And I returned what I missed.
Okay. I think I got him. So, I think you'd be good at this. Can I, like, share screens with you so that you can watch this, like, with no delay?
Oh, shit, alright, yeah.
Hang on. Because maybe you like to voice act some of these characters.
That'd be fun.
I think you'd do well with the judge's voice. How's this?
Right. Who's talking? The Mr. and Prankster?
Hang on, you're a little quiet on my end. Let me turn you up. Say that again?
The dude in the pink suit is talking, right?
Yes. So we're going through the cross-examination. I've actually already read all this stuff out, so we don't need to read it again. But so the case is Phoenix's best friend, Mr. Butts, is being accused of murder of his ex-girlfriend. And this is the witness. This is the prosecution's witness. He's the guy who supposedly found the girl's body. However, we saw earlier in a cutscene that he was actually the murderer. So we need to prove that Mr. Butts is innocent and that he's the murderer. And I think I've already got him pinned down, because he's gotten the times wrong, because he said, I remembered the time exactly, it was 1 p.m. But the evidence says that the victim's time of death was 4 p.m.
Objection!
Here we go, finally get the date. Objection! You found the body at 1 p.m., you're sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
There we go. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes that the time of death was 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? I'm just gonna dump this teabag real quick. Hang on. Right. Oh. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. You can do the judge.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit.
I've been saying Schwed. I think that's how you say it.
Why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Gee, that's a really good question now that we think about it. Well,
great job, right? Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart.
Oh, wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again?
Witness testimony, alright. So this is a new testimony?
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television, I suppose. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. I'm terribly sorry about the misunderstanding, but how about we talk about today's video sponsor, right? Shadow Legends.
Shut up.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. Okay, you don't need to read it out again. I actually just want to absorb it. You see, whenever I found the body, I heard the time. No, he couldn't have on the program because the power was out. Television. No, you did not. Because... the electricity in Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m.
Objection!
Objection! Hold it right there. The prosecution has said that there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video.
Oh,
The defense does have a point. you have an explanation for this, Mr. Schwit?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite, yes. Oh, wait, I remember now.
Mr. Schwit? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility.
That and you seem rather distraught yourself,
That's still Judge.
Your Honor. Oh, shit!
Yeah, you're right.
You seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Schwit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
The murder weapon is a thinking statue. Okay.
You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness yet again.
Gladly. Okay, cross-examination. Get to the murder weapon. Actually, I did hear what I saw. It was on the table of the clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yes, that's the murder weapon. No, it's not. The murder weapon was this statue. Objection! Objection! Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was the statue. Now, how is it supposed to be a clock?
Oh, what are you with your objections and your evidence? Who do you think you are?
Just answer the question, Mr. Sweat.
Hey, I saw it there, okay? That was a clock.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes, Mr. Payne?
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. What? The neck of the neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. What? As it doesn't look like a clock, I submit it as a statue. I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see.
That motherfucker's lying.
The clock after all. Mr. Wright? It appears that the witness testimony was correct. This is a clock, and I'm a moron. Do you have any problems with this testimony?
Oh my god, he's a fucking moron.
Do I have any problems with the testimony?
Yes, now that it's been proven that this is a clock.
Well, yeah, like,
yes,
do I have to? Okay, I don't understand. Do I have to say yes because I can't actually prove that it's not a clock?
You see, no, you can say yes because there was a mistake he deliberately made. He initially said when he was recounting the story, you see, I saw the time, but now his defense attorney is saying, oh, this clock, it tells you the time. So he contradicts himself. He must have not seen, but heard it, so you can catch him there.
Well, I'm mainly asking that question, trying to figure out, is this what the game wants? So, we'll say no?
I think yes.
I guess not. There was a clock on the scene, so... Oh, wait, whoops, sorry, I was supposed to say yes. Oh, right, are you out of your mind? Fuck! The clock doesn't look like a clock at all. The witness couldn't have possibly known it was a clock, but just by saying, alright, he said it himself, alright, we thought it. Actually, no, I'm just an idiot. Whenever you said yes, I thought you were saying yes to saying no.
No, I meant yes.
The hitting yes, okay. Hit the yes button. It was in his testimony. Hey, you're right. There's something... Oh, sorry.
Something the matter? Does the defense have anything else to add?
Yes, I do. The only way you could have known the weapon was a clock is if you hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. I thought the only way to, like, disprove evidence was to use, like, the items, but no, that's not the case. Clearly a contradiction.
did.
The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment near the victim. Wait, what?
I think went into the apartment makes the most sense, because after all, he would need to...
But yeah, he doesn't know the
train
victim. He doesn't know the victim.
Yeah, he went into the apartment.
But we're talking about Mr. Schwartz?
Yeah.
He went into the apartment. Okay. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder.
Oh, yeah, prove it. Prove I went in there.
I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yeah, you said that, like, this judge is a moron. From what I did hear something about, like, this is an infamous thing in, like, the Ace Attorney community, that the judge is retarded, like, straight up.
Oh.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Schwitz? The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the woman. The voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I knew never. Look, the clock, I heard, saw. Oh,
jeez.
My toupee. Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her and he should burn. Burn, give him the death penalty.
Burn.
Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. This isn't a shared. There isn't a shred of evidence to support the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence of this?
Yeah, Mr. Payne. What Mr. Payne said. The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think of it through it very carefully. Your Honor? The sound of Mr. Schwart heard was definitely this clock. In fact, it's clear and simple. Examine the clock's batteries. Ask the neighbors. Try sounding the clock.
Beat him up with the clock. Oh, that's a good question, because I missed most of this case.
Yeah. I guess it would be try sounding the clock. Wait, this is highlighted. Is it telling me what to pick? This, or is that? No, okay, no, that's just the highlight button, alright. Ask. It's not ask the neighbors. Be like, try sounding the clock. I don't know how the batteries would have anything to do with it.
Oh, what if it's glitched and, like, if you try sounding it, it will just repeat 1 PM every time?
Yeah, alright, try sounding it. Let's sound the clock now. Hear it in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask for the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25. You voicing this, sir?
Oh shit, I pressed the wrong button.
That's certainly a strange way to announce the time.
Well, it's the thinker, after all.
So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 3 hours behind.
Sorry, I just had to sneeze.
There's the gap.
Yeah. As you can see, the clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Schwitt heard and what the actual time of death. So, Mr. Schwitt, try talk your way out of this one.
Oh, you forgot one thing.
Uh-oh. What's he talking about now?
While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can prove that, you don't have a case.
He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it. I was so close, Mr.
Mr. Wright? It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claims.
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination
What did I fuck
of
up?
Mr. Frank Schmidt.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. Oh, my poor toupee. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal, I say. You lawyers are all slime.
I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. Oh, fuck. Did I really?
Fuck,
Have I
no.
really fucked up on the tutorial?
Bullshit.
Oh, no.
That is such bullshit. No.
Not so fast. Mr. Schwitt. Chief. Listen up, right? Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason, and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yeah, the power went out. Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found the evidence to support such claim?
Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
Okay. The electricity was out. Wait, hang on, let me see. Statue of the Thinker, it's rather heavy. Victim apparently arrived at home from Paris at 7 AM the day before the murder. Fuck. I don't have anything. And the death. But this clock runs on batteries?
Well, yeah, it has to.
It does. I might have fucked it.
Wait. Maybe the passenger, if they took the clock with them to another country, they would have had to change the time.
Oh. Yeah. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris, 7 o'clock the day before the murder. The passport's the only bit of evidence that I haven't used yet. I sincerely doubt I have to use my badge.
No, that wouldn't do it.
Okay, fuck it, we're going for the passport. The victim had just returned from home or abroad the day before the murder. As we know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it is 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast!
Oh, let's go!
Fuck me, Az, you just saved me there. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. Holy sh... Alright, this game's kind of awesome, I'm not gonna lie. Proof enough, Mr. Schwitt. Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Please let his name change to Mr. Did It.
Order! Order, I say, and somebody get that man a doctor. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Oh, very well, very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and so competently. And find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but... this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts.
Hey!
Not guilty.
I think I only fucked up really once there.
And with that, this court is adjourned. I'm gonna go back to sniffing my markers.
Yeah, so like I know the common joke in these games is the judge is a moron and the detective does nothing. We haven't met the detective yet though. Turns out that Frank Schwartz was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman and checked to see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went into her apartment and the victim wasn't home, after he left, Mr. Schwitt let himself in and to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Schwitt grabbed the nearest blunt object and he could find and killed her. Although her hair seems to have changed shape in between the murder. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defense Lobby number 2. Hey, I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over! Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong with you? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, but no, I mean bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Sydney Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was... never mind. She was a whore, my friend. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Phew, thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, he was offering it to her. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present?
Oh,
for
the
me?
murder weapon. Lovely.
Wait, wasn't this the evidence this? Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick! Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you wanna just cry? Larry. You sure? Excuse me? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you, in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me, Smokey. Oh, I'm not sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Is that gonna be the catchphrase of this game? Isn't that right? don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? I actually don't know what he's talking about.
Right, what do we have?
Evidence that the girl liked him. Oh, the murder weapon, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, it would be. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Oh no, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel better. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. I'd hope they tell us. And all we can do is believe in them. Oh, right, okay. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen to me. Grow strong. Never let what you believe in. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry. You were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part of, at least. You have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me in the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us unless you count the clock he gave Mia." I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be in the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep.
Oh my god, he ends up killing someone.
Or someone murders her with a clock. Oh, the brand new episode has been added. I want to save your progress at this point. I will, but I'm actually going to stop and eat something real quick, and I'll be back. And I'm sure you need to go to your D&D thing.
Good thinking, good thinking. Yep. I've actually just been informed that today's session will be rescheduled, so I'm all yours, my dude.
Alright, okay. Well then, I'll just eat something real quick, and we'll be back. Hang on.
Yeah, all good, all good. Also, is there, like, a reason behind, or is it just a running gag that she calls Larry Harry?
I think it's just a running gag. Right. Okay. Switch to OBS. Alright then, I'll be back later on. Give me an hour or so. Alright, be back later, folks.
Good thinking, good thinking. I might edit in the meantime.
Alright, bye-bye.